seem to be waiting for Stuart.
What is it? Is it waiting for Godot? Is that the thing? I can't.
When you
remember
when you think you're muted, you're talking to yourself. I always wait for Stuart all these time. Games.
Every fucking game, waiting for Stuart.
Stuart, have you got your dice?
Oi, I'm setting it up.
Wait, are we playing today?
We're not.
I'm getting
There is a potential we could play, but I wanted to see how things go. So today's session is more about kind of like everyone kind of chatting. It's a kind of go. It's a 19.5. So it's go over lots of the things like Keith kind of remember how to get in Foundry. I also want to check have people got cameras set up so they can test them sort of things. I wanted to go through one or two new things that are on Foundry. Get people to kind of have a sense on what you was doing in game and all that kind of stuff. So it's more go over everything, and then the aim is to start in 2 weeks' time, where we will kick back off in game properly. Which that was the other thing I was going to mention was from this point on, instead of doing it weekly like I used to do, I'm going to do it bi-weekly. And that bi-weekly isn't like D&D's bi-weekly where he's not available on 1 week, like Chris mentioned. If there's a case where I can't do 1 week, potentially we just go the next week after, because unless someone that has something specific that blocks it, we have that freedom to kind of to bounce around the in-between week, as it were, sort of thing. Like to change the bi-week, as it were. And I think Mondays is good for everyone. As far as I remember, that was the original day we played on.
Yes.
Yep.
So has anyone got any issues with Monday, or is Monday still the best day?
Best day.
No, Monday's a good day.
Monday's a good day for me.
Wait, Stuart does turn up.
Even on time would be good, to be fair, mate. He doesn't have to turn up early.
Fuck off.
Even Ian's
exactly
beaten him generally. Ian might have been in this channel before Stuart was.
We should let Stuart come on yesterday and wait for everyone.
Yeah.
Making it late.
Oh dear.
Your camera looks better, Brad. That's improved over.
Because I've actually got a light on. The light will improve it.
Yeah.
I have my hobby light.
Oh, you little gay TikTok light.
It's not a gay TikTok light. It's a magnifier.
It's not a gay TikTok light.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're very defensive there.
It was quite defensive, Adam. It's not a gay TikTok light. No, this is a gay. There you go. That's it. That's a gay TikTok light.
This one's not the gay TikTok light. This one's the one that cost me more money because it's got a magnifier on it.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Fair enough.
A painting light. Thank you. Yes, I'm getting defensive. Yes. So is everyone here? Is Candy here?
Yeah.
I haven't heard her. She's here.
I've been here.
Oh yes. So if anyone can't find Foundry, it's on the Forge. Do we have a link?
I've done it. I'm all logged in and everything.
Okay, I
It
think
says game pause, so I'm at the loading screen. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm also in pause.
Yep.
Yeah, so in there's the D&D info chat channel on Discord. There is a pinned message which has the thing. So if you ever lose it in future, that's the easiest way to remember to find it. It has a link to it on there. It has its kind of own name. Not myself, because it bumped me out.
Mm-hmm.
Got to remember what camera I've got active, because one of them would potentially see stuff if I've got it on my desk.
Hey, change cameras real quick. Just test it.
I've already done it. I was showing you a minute ago, wasn't I, you donut?
I didn't see anything.
Stuff that is
I saw nothing.
Yeah, potentially there is a map visible there. It's not a map that I care if you see, so but you couldn't see it anyway, so it's fine.
I saw it.
Just to wind you up.
So
This is the first time I've set up my camera for a long time.
That's what they're all the sorts of things because I didn't want this on a session back with lots of thinking.
I
So
haven't got my camera on yet, but I can.
it would have been a bit of a nuisance.
My camera's in the cupboard. So
Yeah, but that's my point. Is
Yeah,
this-
my
I did
camera
not sign up
was on
for,
the side. I just literally just put it all together.
I don't even know where my mount is. The cupboard
my
somewhere.
Well, this is like your 2 week warning. Otherwise, you have to use digital dice, not real dice.
Yeah.
So no,
I
don't
might have
want
to
that,
sit out
Adam.
that one instead. No, that one, that's not.
You have to have
digital dice.
you have to have a real world dice to blame. Look at that first roll with my Fenton
One.
dice
Oh wow.
for about 8
bad omen.
months. Fenton rolls a 1. What a surprise!
You
Brilliant.
have been at the bar for like 3 hours.
Yeah,
whatever.
exactly. Yeah. Mm.
I don't know if I need them yet. Whatnot, so I haven't bothered because they're just behind me. So yeah, the other annoying thing I've only got one screen at the moment. My other screen died, which is really annoying for playing D&D. So I'm going to have to try and get that sorted as quick as possible.
I thought you had loads of other screens.
I've got loads of little screens, but I don't want it to be a little screen.
Oh, okay.
Also, it's quite annoying if they're odd as well. In some cases.
My two are odd, Joe, but they're
Are
close
they?
enough. They're close enough. That's the thing.
Well,
Everyone's 10, 50,
are they?
isn't it? Yeah, they are. They're very similar.
So, Brad,
Yeah.
I've noticed now that you got your character sheet in thingy in VTT.
Thingy. You've always had a character sheet in there.
Have we?
Yeah, we've always
Yeah.
had one. Yeah.
Yes, mate.
Have we just no,
reason
but
why-
it's linked to your D&D Beyond account as well.
Yes, but it's not all live though, so you can't
Right,
switch
okay.
one between the other. So the hit points is live, but if you say switched out weapons or if you switched out skills or spells, I don't think they're all live. So that's why we're sticking with D&D Beyond.
Right, okay. I'll sure
As a
close it
main
up then
one.
now.
No, it's fine. It's a valid point. It is a valid point, and there is possibility that they may do more with that in future. They may do more of a live thing.
Yeah, it's
But at the
no, it's
moment-
just I was just looking and it wasn't showing the enhanced defense from my
Oh yeah. The reason why I know
artificer.
is
So
because the way the character sheets come across is they were imported across, and it brings everything at that point. So think of that as the snapshot at that time.
Right,
when it
okay.
was across. That's why you won't see it. So I could just redo it now, and it would bring across a lot of that stuff
no,
Could do
cool.
between now and next.
Yeah, it's
time.
not live because basically because when I was doing the recording, I didn't want my character to be on the screen, so I'd have my phone with D&D Beyond on, and then I would update the character sheet that was on thingy because for health as well, if you take hits and you're doing it in D&D Beyond, it
I
doesn't
think
show. I don't think it shows.
It is hit points alive, I think.
Ah, if you sorry,
it's
my
not a lot.
mistake. It doesn't show for me because I'm obviously doing it on my phone. If you're doing it in the same tab, if you're doing it in the same
If you're using
browser
the
as you're
D&D
using,
Beyond- yeah, the D&D Beyond
Yeah.
extension does it, yeah.
yes, it will
Yeah.
do it that way. And the reason why,
Okay, good.
So I think I've got everyone other than Chris. 1, 5, yeah, everyone than Chris.
I'm
So
here.
one of the big changes, if you now
Chris is
hold
in.
the
I'm in.
Is Chris in?
Yeah.
He is in. Who am I missing? Adam.
Me.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was. I had to join. Okay.
oh,
Why you-
who was
Oh,
late, eh?
there.
This was a meeting. Okay, not a not a
now,
forge. Showcase.
Oh, good.
It's not a Teams meeting, mate. Fuck's sake. Get yourself together, Adam.
Discord is not the game. Forge is the game.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Discord is a means of communication for said game. Anyway, I'm gonna have a pause for a minute while I go and get a coffee. No, I'm not.
That's not loud.
And if you want-
No, I'm not. I've just got in.
Today is going to be a bit more laid back in terms of thinking,
Yeah.
because more so we're just looking at the things here and talking about the things there. So obviously, I need your attention, but it's not as vital that you don't AFK sort of thing.
Why
one
have
of
I
the
not got inspiration? I should have one.
Are you checking out on D&D Beyond? Not.
Don't worry about that money mucking around.
Oh, I see. You're missing.
I'm sure I was
just more
level
so
4 as
checking.
well.
Which is more suggesting that you are using one. Another thing I wanted to point out, which I noticed the other day, which is quite good, on this beginner screen where you kind of fall into, you can actually see your current hit points. So if you mouse over the tokens, it will show you your hit points or whatever one's on.
Doesn't it just shows the bar, the green bar?
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's in the bar. I've got it so the text is turned off.
Right. Okay.
I don't have the text on. Otherwise,
Oh, Fenton, you're looking. Oh, Belgaren, you're looking a bit rough too.
Now I've got
That's
half
good.
my hit points. I'm good.
Exactly, yeah.
So in future, you can use that if you start the game and it pops you onto this screen and you want to think.
I've been wounded.
Look.
I mean, Moody. So what's that? We can go into and then change the hit points back to full. Then.
Oh, that's one thing we could sort out. Your bloody mics echoing off of each other.
Oh yeah.
Getting video broadcast.
What?
I don't think you can. What card you on now, Keith?
Huh?
What video card you on now? What graphics
What,
card?
graphics card 3060 Ti.
Yeah, I think you could do it. So I've got something called NVIDIA Broadcast, which I think is on anything past the 20 series. Higher 20 series and beyond, I think. And NVIDIA Broadcast basically takes your microphone and your camera feed and it improves them to the point where your microphone won't pick up anything behind you. So it wouldn't be picking up the sound of Candy behind you, sort of thing. Or same vice versa if she's got a card that can do it as well. It basically blocks out all the background noise. A very effective way. So it might be something worth thinking about if you two are picking up each other's on the mics.
I'm going Stuart soon, hopefully. So you can have a look. If you don't mind.
Oh dear.
Oh, I think
I hear no
objections.
Stuart's like, yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, well, Adam was right. I heard no objections. I didn't even hear a whine. That means like tick. Okay, that's on. That's down for next time. So Stuart,
Hello.
NVIDIA Broadcast.
Right,
NVIDIA
okay.
Broadcast. So you should have won. NVIDIA Broadcast is just a simple program that you download that runs at startup, takes the feed of the microphone, takes the feed of the outputs of the speakers or earphones, and it basically AI manages to take out extra noise that isn't the noise it should have. So, i.e., the person talking.
That's a clever piece of software, isn't it?
It is very clever, and it's what I use because if I come outside of Discord, all of a sudden everything just echoes like crazy because I'm using speakers. So that is good enough for me outside of Discord, which it didn't used to be.
Brad, just to let you know, my dice are ready.
I'm trying to see if I can
They
set my
warmed up
camera up.
I don't see a dice tray.
No,
Chris.
not
I
yet.
don't see a dice tray.
Visuals will be coming.
That would only work. That statement would only work if I could see them.
Yeah.
So far, only Candy and Stuart can roll.
I can roll.
Oh, technically, you can roll, yeah.
I can keep roll.
Because he's in the same
Because he
room.
always used digital dice.
He uses digital dice, but he's also in the same room. He can probably just lean over and check the dice.
I'm setting up a camera.
You always have to ruin everything, don't you, by using digital dice.
So one of the things I wanted to point out, Foundry has been upgraded to version 10. There is a version 11, which I will upgrade to soon. The updates in 11 are not huge for most of you to know. In Foundry 11, it updates the database in the background, which works better and improves performance overall. So Foundry 11 is better performance, but Foundry 11 also has a nice, interesting trick with proximity walls, which are essentially windows, which means they don't show up full distance unless you walk up to them, which is kind of cool. But we don't have to worry about that just yet because I haven't even got it in yet. But I will do soon. But as of Foundry 10, which is what we are on, there is now a ping. If you hold your mouse button, you'll see I'm pinging. There didn't used to be that. So just press the button, hold it, and you'll have a mouse ping of your color. It'll be very useful and very
annoying. How do we change colours, Bradley?
Your colours are the colours that you would have set. So what's yours?
Orange.
Orange. So your settings, I think it's bottom left-hand corner where it says something like players or something.
Yeah.
And you right click on it there. Right click on your name, I think.
User configuration.
Yeah. And it's in there.
Oh yeah, player color. Oh, player avatar. What can I have?
That's your picture that I think would show up if you change the. So down the bottom corner, you can make it so it shows pictures, I think, like of all the players.
Normally it comes up when you plug it in, doesn't it? But nothing's come.
Yeah, I think you can make it so it's just it's visually different than the bottom.
Or do I do it through this because it's on for this?
So options.
Wait,
Oh, you got a good colour. What are you coloured now?
I just gone with black.
Oh yeah. Was it ping for me? What's it come up like? Ping in the black area. Yeah,
It
still
goes white. So.
That was well thought out by them. Because even though you got black colour, it worked. I think that's, as far as I can remember, that was the biggest change that was in temp. There would have been other small things changed, but I don't think they would have affected you guys a lot. There is another nice change in 11 when I do update it, and that's the journals. The journals are, at the moment, can't. The journals, no, it's the compendium.
Camera.
Okay. Can you see next to your settings tab at the top right, compendium next to the settings? Or do you guys not get that?
Compendium packs.
Yeah, that one. You can see that one. When you click on it, what do you see?
Actor, adventure, item, journal entries, playlists.
Is there anything actually in there or just headers?
Yeah. What are you looking for specifically?
Just what you can see and what you can't see.
All right, so under actor, you've got DDB vehicles, Luminor player characters. There's locks by some of them as well.
Yeah.
Okay, and then under adventure, we got DDB adventure Luminor, but there's no lock on that, by the way.
No, that's fine. These are the. So I have gone through before, but sometimes they could be added or thingies changed in some of the updates and stuff. So I have gone through it. I can see all the can't sees and lock type ones.
That one is it.
I just wanted to see if you had similar things. So in there will be, in 11, they've made it so that you can actually add pictures and put folders within folders and all this kind of stuff, which there wasn't before. So I didn't really use it for anything. And that is essentially like the storage, if you like, the storage folder for things like all the spells and lots of other things. And I didn't use it before because it wasn't awfully useful. But now in 11, it's going to have more like pictorial type thing that you can have on there on the folder, like in the background, which looks nice. You can have folders within it, which you've gotten before, and also you've got search features. So you could then potentially have spells, and not rather than use D&D Beyond, you can actually then search for spells in game, kind of thing.
Okay.
By using that. So that can potentially become useful in 11, but at the moment, it wasn't as useful. So that's why I've never used it before.
Sorry to interrupt. The journal stuff looks to be more detailed than before, or is that just me not paying attention?
So 10th, the journals have increased, but in 11th, again, they increased even more because they had search functions and stuff in 11th. But yeah, 10, the journals, that was one of the things I think that did get done in 10th.
Yeah, it's a lot more collated than it was before. It's like so I'm looking at Luminor information in the journal directory, and you've got like the blackjack rules, the food and drink that we had. I don't remember what the Gambit of Ord is.
That's free. Blackjack, Gambit of Ord, and Hand of Fate are free kind of in game.
Oh, right, okay. We never played those, did we?
You might have done anything.
We played we played Blackjack.
Yeah, and there was another one there. There was definitely two that I used.
We played 2 games. We definitely played 2 games.
I never played the second one.
It was one of those, basically.
Yeah, okay.
But as for the journal entries, I'm going to go over something more with that in a bit.
Okay, sorry, yeah, I preempted you.
No, it's fine. It's just going to be specific to something I do want to go over because it was sound like you were saying before about potentially adding markers on maps and things like that. So Chris, you're at home and everyone's on now, aren't we? We've got everyone in ready to go as such. So one of the things I want to show you, you should be able to see it up at the top. You should be able to see tabs, Luminor and Sewerman.
Huh?
Can everyone see that?
I can only see Luminor as a tab at the top.
Luminor is the only one, yeah.
Yeah, same here.
Let me check there.
Oh, you can
Yeah,
see it
sewer
now.
map,
There
yep.
you go.
Yeah.
It's on now.
So now if you click on that, that
We should
will
go there.
always be there for this area. So tell me what you can see.
Says no token is available, mate. There's a little green dot.
You
I
do
can
not
see.
own a token with vision.
You're not
That's what
supposed to
I've
own a
got.
token. It's fine. You're not supposed to own a token. I've tested it already. It should work. This is again the kind of stuff that I wanted to get done today to make sure that it is working. So what you should be looking at is just a blank screen at the moment, probably.
No,
One-
No,
got a green
party,
dot.
green
I've
dot.
got
If you zoom in,
green
it says
dot.
party.
Yeah, that is a party token.
Ah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't done a picture yet, but that is a party token. You can zoom in far enough. And yeah, you can
Yeah.
see it says party. And the reality is you're going to want to be zoomed in. Can you not see anything around it then?
There,
No.
there was
Looks like
something.
it's climbing a brick wall.
No, there's something right at the top. Called Oblix Fight.
Oh,
it
that's
all-
a journal note. That's what I'm going to go through. That's why it's there.
Okay.
no, I can't see that.
You have to zoom
I
right
can't.
out, mate.
It's
And it
in
looks
the
like a
random
little
bit of
seat
the task
case.
master, Dave. Don't worry about it. I'll show you that in a bit. And we'll check if you can see them. and
Look,
stuff
where
in
I
it.
am now, where my token
You
is
won't be able
now.
to see where you are.
No, my cursor, they
I
can.
can see where you are, but
Yeah.
there's nothing. I can't see anything.
I
Yeah,
can't
zoom
see
right
anything
out.
either.
It's fine. It's probably what it probably is just to do with who owns the journals and stuff like that. Which I
Oh,
would
it may have
set
been
up.
me then.
Yeah, that's mostly there at the moment for me just to then use to bounce off, and I can start adding and taking away and all that sort of stuff. So, can you actually see around the token itself? Can you see anything around the token itself? Can everyone see like,
Just brick
I
wall.
see the brick floor.
tiles on the floor or
and it
anything like
looks
that, or
a
can you see an
photo.
actual room?
Nope.
Just brick tiles on the floor underneath it, sort of thing.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like I can see
can
5
anyone
feet around the party token. The
Yeah,
equivalent.
it's
of it.
actually less than 5 feet. I think it's 3 feet. You can see. So I think you should just be able to see some bricks around this kind of area.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Can anyone see it? Adam, can you see it? I used someone's character to test it. So don't
Can you have a
remember.
look? Where am I doing? Sorry, I was distracted.
Ah,
Always one, isn't there?
I'm coming. I'm coming.
You want to go? You want to press the sewer map and then go in.
Yeah,
and see
I can see like 3 feet. Yeah, around
so you can see but you can't see anything else. At the moment, you can just all see black.
black.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me quickly.
And a circle. Same party. So that's our party token.
That is your white token. Let's do- Add another one to it.
Oh, you can see them dice. That camera's good enough, isn't it?
Where are we?
Oh, yeah.
I can't see what you roll, but I can see the dice.
You can't.
yeah,
well,
I see it. Yeah.
you can see what I rolled. That's good.
We can-
So I'll just keep that natural 20, Brad.
Yeah, I can't unless I actually click on it. I normally keep them as the small screen, so
Okay.
I can see all the different ones. Clicking on
Yeah, it looks like a 360p camera.
You
No,
photograph
it's
me.
still good enough
It's-
when you click go big.
It's Discord, mate. It's Discord. I'm not paying for Discord.
You can only go 720 max.
Yeah.
You go,
Mm.
and I'm not paying for it because it's too much. If they load the price, I'd pay for it. But I'm definitely not.
Have
paying
they?
Anyone else?
for the price. No. I said if they load the price, I'd pay for it.
Right. Okay.
The
That
video
price
is
just for a
frozen. You can hear it,
communication
but
call.
Nah.
Considering I've got tons of subscriptions already, it's like everyone, these companies wanting to do subscription. It's like, come on, people, at some point, you're gonna have to stop
That's it.
because we can't have subscription to every bloody thing there is.
Yeah, how much
Yeah.
is the Discord
I know.
to get 1080p then?
It's like £6 or something a month.
That's a
It's like that.
fucking joke. If
Yeah.
it was like £2, they'd probably get
Yeah.
loads of people.
Exactly. I would be tempted. I would probably do it if it was less. Because it would be cool to have the better camera quality and all that sort of stuff. But £6, that's a lot just for a communication call.
If we did it in like my server, we could do it. It's boosted.
What?
Yeah.
Why? What have you?
You can boost servers when you have Nitro, and if you have enough of them, you can do it as well.
If you wanted to set up so there was a room and everything, so we could do it, we could do that.
Yeah, the new server has it. We can like make a whole section.
Hold on, what's this ad?
Adam
When
does
you have-
pay for it, and Adam has his own server that I talk to everyone else on and such. His own like Team Addis, he's got his own one with loads of
Okay.
his friends. But he's boosted. You get the amount you pay per month, but it also gives you some boost. So everyone else who has a boost can boost a server, and the server gets up to a certain level, and then all of a sudden it unlocks that ability for everyone, sort of thing.
Oh,
Yeah,
so,
I put it.
so if
I put
you've
it in
got,
D&D
like,
info.
So if you've got a few people that are part of that, that are paying
Yes.
for it, it then makes every single channel within that Okay.
Yes. So Adam's server does have 1080 as opposed to the 720 you get, which would be nice. But Adam would have set up. Adam has got it set up properly where you can set it up so that we can go in there, we can see the D&D, no one else can see it. You know what I mean? You can set up all that sort of stuff. So we could, if Adam wanted to, we could do that sort of thing. That won't bother me. There's no specifics to be here or there kind of thing.
It would just be the 4 horsemen of peace who can see it, but they wouldn't join.
One of them is me. One of them is you.
Yeah, there you go.
The 4 horsemen of peace.
Yeah, listen, this is the third iteration of our Discord server.
Ah, no,
The other ones got deleted, so now we've got the safeguards in place.
Server naming thing. That's why.
Yeah.
You got to have an anti-apocalypse horseman, haven't you?
Yeah.
Indeed.
What are the 4 horsemen of peace?
Now you get a bit in depth.
No, famine is apocalypse. You can't unless famine is fucking what's it? So fucking.
The apocalypse.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, well, the ones of peace aren't going to be famine, are they? Unless he's left the apocalypse.
Change sides.
I used to be one of the famine. I used to be one of the apocalypse. But they were getting a bit on my tits, really. They were like, it was all, let's kill these people, let's fucking make these people misery. I've had enough of that shit. I've decided to be good for once. Now I feed the poor.
Now you're feast.
Yeah. Well done. That's it. In my little monologue, I was trying to think of a word and I couldn't. Very good.
Oh, bigger square.
Oh, little painting that paints it.
There's a pipe. Another pipe.
So what I'm doing now, this was one of the things that obviously was a issue for me before, was trying to get it so that I can make it so you can see a map, essentially, a big map. That's so annoying. So there is a weird nuisance thing with this. Once it's open, once that fog of war is open for you, you can effectively then see that map. That bit stays open. The only problem is I've got it on my other thing right now, where because I've got basically another user that is on at the moment. You can see it here if I click on it. Yeah, that's it. I've got another user. And if you're not on the map at the point when I'm updating it, it doesn't actually update the fog of war, which is really annoying. So hopefully that shouldn't become too much of a problem. But that was the best way I could kind of get it to go. So if you feel you don't have part of the map shown, then let me know, and I'll just have to basically move the token back over it again.
Okay.
Let me just check that works.
Pardon me.
Yeah, I can't remember. Did we have a problem with that then, where as soon as you walks away from a bit, it wouldn't go grey. It would go like completely black, which was fucking annoying. That's fucking annoying when maps do that. What map does that? It's one of the games we're playing.
I think that's Roll20, because Roll20's thing is a bit worse than this one. So annoyingly, I'm trying to do it so I can see the same as you guys can see. And annoyingly, I've got 2 screens. Because I'm trying to do it so I can see what you guys can see. And at the moment, I can't see what you can see, because every time I click off the bloody thing, it doesn't update it. So, but like I said, this is one of the best ways I can get it done. So, and it does work really well. Well, like once I've opened up the map for you, you can see that amount of map. So it does work really well. Give me a second. I'm going to log in on my Surface so I can see it at the same time as you guys can.
Yeah, I got my camera set up now. I can actually roll dice.
Yeah, my camera's set up as well.
Interesting. It actually works quite nice on a touchscreen. That's one good thing. I have a monitor dead. I can lay my Surface up against it without worrying about ruining the screen.
Is this token for a map, Brad?
So this token, what you're looking at the moment, is showing you
map token. Huh?
This is a map token. This is the party token, which will be for the kind of area map of where you are in the sewers, kind of thing.
Sure.
And the main thing I wanted to do was make sure that you are all seeing and it's working properly. So I'm going to quickly now move it about, and I'm going to show you where you've already been, sort of thing, and then explain some things with that. So what I'm doing at the moment. So what you can see here, this is that original room that you was in. The other thing I've really got.
We've been here.
Yeah, this is where you've been. So when you first came in, and you fought against the things that gave it to you that were were-rats.
And somebody got his trap thing, didn't they?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
That was just here.
Okay.
Right.
So this is the first part.
So this map isn't highly detailed because it's a massive map, but it's detailed enough that you'll get a sense on where you've been. Like you can equate to where you've been. So you'll see that once I start moving it further. I've got to very much remember not to drag it across because it will show you everything I drag it across. Because if I go there, go back.
Did we go? I don't think we went down there, mate.
Right. So
Yeah, we went up that. We could see that far up.
yeah, no, I'm going to keep doing it. So right,
Yeah.
that little room where it currently is. This room was the first little room that Candy had to go and do the lever in. Remember the lever room?
Oh right, yeah.
Oh yes.
With the missing step.
You had a little fight in there. I could always go back to the maps and show you if you want to see it in big. But you're probably going to walk back through that one anyway. Well. So it goes up to there. Then if you carry on following kind of the party token, you'll get to see more and more. So then we get to here. And this is obviously where you fought. So as you can see, I've mirrored similar to the map itself, but it's not highly detailed of the map. So it shows you kind of roughly what the room looked like. So I wasn't going to stitch all the maps together essentially. So that is the Ublex room. That's where you went. This is the what you could what you can see there is the above your heads there was the drainage kind of grates that you managed to find a way. They were behind the wall. You can't see it here, but just behind the wall there was a bit where you walked into and you managed to open them. You went up and you ended up in the equivalent of another well, which similar when you went up, and it was the same as the well you've seen before, except it didn't have the hole in the wall that the other well had. It was just a straight through and up kind of thing. I could take you back to that map and show you if you wanted to see. Right, so that's where that stops there. Obviously, there's a pipe that goes off to the right. You can see the pipe kind of carries on. But I'm not going to move the actual thingy over it. I'm not going to move the token over it because obviously that's going to then show what's underneath it. So you know that that goes to the right because you can see the pipe goes past the wall. You zoom in enough, you can see that the pipe does continue on past the wall. You do remember that that pipe did carry on, but that's not a direction that you went in. You stopped here and then went back, sort of thing. This was after that fight. So then what I'm going to do is move it back this way. Yeah. So from
with this map we can see where we've not been. Fuck me.
yes. This one's designed. That's what I'm saying. I've done all of the settings and everything to make it so that you can.
Wasn't it past the Ublex that it seemed to go on and on and on forever, or is that a bit that we've not got into yet? Or
No,
is
you
that-
haven't been that way. This way going up is the bit what went on for a long way.
Yeah, there wasn't a bit we walked up. And it sounded different, so we believe we were.
You're quite low, Candy.
Yeah, you are.
I'm saying I remember us walking up the pipe. And
Is there any way of turning you up, Candy?
Uh,
I've got you at 200%, and I can only just hear you.
Yeah, me.
let me have a look. Discord.
Yeah, me too.
Settings.
Oh, David, is that your dice tower thing? That?
This?
Yeah.
Nah, that's just a model I got.
Oh, nice.
Video.
Where do you get that? That looks like Skyrim.
Is that any better?
It is a Skyrim. It's a Bethesda Skyrim dragon.
Ah,
Got it from. Eh?
It's where you pick up the shouts. It looks like that.
What
Yeah, I have models too.
Is that any better?
Lay
Yes,
down.
Right, cool.
Yeah, in Skyrim, when you pick up the voices, the first time you get voices.
Yes.
Fadura.
That's the one.
Yeah, the bloke goes, go up this mountain and do the quest, man. I went, fuck off, mate, and I romped off through the bushes and never went up that mountain until I was about level 40.
Yep, done exactly the same thing, mate.
Okay,
The whole
so
village
once
rests on your ability to
Yeah.
walk up a mountain. All right, mate. Yeah, all right, no worries.
I'm unable to do that at this time.
I'm just going to the shops to go get some lager and some crisps. I'll be right back.
Right, so can you see that I've moved that up? It goes to a
Yep.
kind of north pipe. So it goes right up to here. This is the point you should see right up to here.
Yeah.
Everyone see right up to this point?
Yep.
There's a gap now.
Fine. Yeah. So that
Hold
point is
on.
where-
There's a gap now.
Yeah. So this point is where the pipe ended. There was just a sudden end, like a blockage. Not like the pipe physically ended on purpose, sort of thing. Designed
Sorry,
that way.
sorry,
not-
Brad. I haven't explained myself properly. See where my cursor is now?
Yeah.
Right. For me,
Okay,
that is
so it's
black,
gone-
and it.
Okay.
And
So that's what I meant
that
by
to there to there.
yeah. So that was what I was saying. Where if you're not on it, so it basically just means I have to do this again.
Yeah.
where
Oh,
it's
what? Because I
fine.
was alt tabbed to Discord. It
Yeah,
didn't show.
'cause you was yeah. That's one of the annoying things that I can't get.
What?
Yeah.
That happened to me as
Because you're
well.
not seeing it. Because you're not seeing it. If I could find another way to do it, I would. But that was the thingy. So now you should be able to see it's true. I've just got to run the token back over it.
Correct.
So now it's permanently there, kind of thing. Once it's unlocked, it's unlocked. So you haven't got to worry about it afterwards. So as long as everyone is on it when I'm doing that. So now I'm going to go up this way. So as I said, that other pipe ended in just like an end to the pipe itself. If I get to here, let's see. Right. So what you can also now see is that was the part that I was upset that I didn't put on there last time. That was the part I missed myself. So there are in fact 4 ways to go. There's 2 directions there, plus 2 different pipes down the bottom there, essentially. Whereas when you originally left it, you didn't think there was anything other than where it stopped at that grate. So there's a grate here, same as the other one. This is the one where you went up, and when you got to the top of it, I can't remember who went up it. Someone went up it, and you looked out, and you was near the north wall of the town. If you remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember that?
That's where my
And I
invite
believe
is.
someone fell down quite a few times trying to climb up it as well.
Right, that's where my invitation is around it.
Yeah, I think. Is it with this one? Was it this one? What
There's
did
one
you
of
do
them.
when you did it? Yeah, when you went up that one, I think you're right, Chris. When you went up there, I think that was the one you planted at the top of. You didn't plant it at the other 2. You definitely planted it at that one.
Okay.
Actually,
One of
so
them.
if I just quickly, who's been?
Was it that one, or was there there was wooden beams or something, Brad? There's like a scaffolding that went up. That's where I left it, near there, I think.
All of them are like that, mate. All the great ones.
Yeah, they all look the same. They all look the same. They all have that little kind of walkway that leads
Right.
to the grates, and then the walkway, like it's a little tunnel that goes out to the bottom
Sure.
of the well, which then goes straight up.
Okay.
The thing that you did notice is that the height is different per well. So the well height is not always the same. It depends on the landscape that it's at in the town. So this one had a really, really, really high, long tunnel of the well itself to get up to the surface. Which mainly you could assume is from the fact that where the water edge is to how far back this well would be, the land mass is higher. So the well is kind of coming down to the same kind of level as all the other wells. They all come down to a similar level is what you can assume. But it comes through much more, like the top height is up on a hill, if you like. The town is essentially built on a curve, like on an incline going up the kind of hill from the beach up the hill sort of thing. So this one, you would assume is the height it is because it's kind of at the top of the hill, if you like. And that would be the one. This would be the one where you come up, and as you said, you did. I think that was the one because this is the first one you came to, like the first well. The second you've been in a well before, but this is the first one you came from bottom to top, so that's why you left the thing there. But if I take all your attentions back down to this one, which was at the Ubelix.
Brad,
This
sorry,
one-
just a question.
Yes.
Are these disused now?
What do you mean disused?
Well, where's the water? Are we in a are we in a low season or something? Because
yeah, you're in more of a summery season, so you won't see as much water. It's a good question. It's not something you've asked enough about in game.
no, because I was just
In terms
thinking,
of-
hold on, this is supposed to be full of water, isn't it?
Yes, you have. None of you have really asked much about
Okay.
the purpose.
Fenton's never going to
and-
ask that.
And the
Where's the bloody
working
water
on-
at?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold
No,
on, where's the fucking water?
It is a relevant question.
We're in a
it's-
well, aren't we?
Where's the fucking water?
He's sloshing
Oh,
around
God,
and like it's like there's little puddles and he's doing his little what's that old TV cartoon? Meow, meow, meow. The one with a little cat splashing in the puddles. Oh, you're too young for it all. Fuck you.
Is it rhubarb and custard?
No, but it was in that animation style. It was like that. It was Charlie. Charlie says.
No, that
oh,
weren't.
yeah.
That weren't. Was that an actual cartoon? I thought that was just.
No, it was an advert. It was basically to
Yeah.
say don't fuck around in water because you'll get deaded. Because
Probably.
Charlie falls in the water and dies, doesn't he, or something?
PSA.
I don't think he falls in the water and dies, mate. I think that's a
What
bit
did he-
harsh.
what did he touch the wires?
I'm
He
gonna.
touched the wires. He died.
Yeah,
In the other PSA.
I'm gonna find it. Charlie says.
Yeah, he said. Charlie said a lot of things, mate. That was the cat, wasn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Charlie
Yeah.
says don't fuck around in water. Don't fuck around. Or Charlie says, where's the fucking water?
Everything sounds very serious about it. Charlie said a lot of things.
Yeah,
Oh,
pay no
dear.
attention to Charlie. He said a lot of things.
While Stuart's off doing random research, the next area where I just said to you about to grab your attention here, when you went to the top of this well, if you remember rightly, this well came out right next to that house where the family had gone missing. You remember at the time you was looking around and it was Quinn who found the well at the top. You never went down
Obviously.
it. And then from this bit, from the bottom, you did go up it. And when you came up it, you came out right near that house. Which then in tow, you
Hold
guys
on, why did we
believe
not go down it then?
you didn't at the time because you didn't go down.
Yeah, we
wells.
didn't. That's what I'm saying. Why didn't we?
Well, the town is
Seems
full of
obvious.
wells. And you haven't gone down all the others either. So
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
because
normally
we
the thing.
can't-
Just say there's a
Because
well,
we didn't
just
go
get
down the
there.
wells, did we? We
Oh,
went in through
But
the
we,
sea
but we had a
entrance.
party to go to, so we had to go
And
to the
you
party.
didn't know.
That's it.
And you did-
Yes. Yeah.
And you didn't know that going down the wells would come into a place like this.
We did start. We started sending Bulgarian down, didn't we, on a bit of rope?
I think you
Mhm.
did, yeah, but you didn't get to the bottom.
Oh, okay.
I think you looked down and the sides were. I think you was looking down actually, and the sides went all the way down, and there was no kind of.
And it was full of water.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you didn't
No, there's
realise-
no
I
water.
don't think you could see enough at the time. I think you all peered in from the top, and no one went down it.
Okay.
So with that in mind as well, fighting in this area of the Ubelix kind of area was also where you found two bodies. One of them was a very old, kind of been there for a very long time, humanoid sort of one that you found second. The first one you found was more dug into kind of the little cave that run in the kind of north side of the Ubelix area, and it was a small possible child humanoid. And you also found the book that had a flower drawn in the front of it. So you kind of put two and two together to say that that was potentially the girl. So you have no confirmation, but that was what you kind of believed as such.
Hang on, just stop there a minute, Brad.
Yeah.
Candy,
Yeah.
with your super notes, can you confirm all that Brad's telling us? He's not leading
Nope.
us astray, is he,
Not
or anything?
I am really pissed off at the moment because I can't find my book.
You can't find a book, so I can tell you what I like.
You're a chronologica.
I know. I put it away,
Yeah,
and now I
whatever.
can't find it.
Ah,
When that little girl was found, or that humanoid little
Yeah.
person was found, I didn't do any sort of checks on that, did I? Because of the situation we was in.
You did some checks. No, you had time. You did do some checks, but the actual skeleton itself, it was kind of less flesh and more skeleton, but the skeleton's still somewhat recent, within weeks, sort of thing. You could determine that with your medicine kind of skill, but you can kind of tell that whatever it is hasn't decayed naturally. I would have told you things like this when you did your checks. You did medicine checks for it.
I would know if it was a male or female, right?
I think I did say female at the time. A young
Okay.
female.
Yeah. I think you did determine that.
A young female, I think, is what you got the information at the time.
So Keith's Bulgaria's mission speed is failed.
No, not necessarily. It wasn't specifically. Keith wasn't.
Yeah, Bulgarian side quest. He's got a big red X for it.
Right.
Well done, Bulgaria.
Yeah. Welcome back. Ooh, you failed that quest.
Yeah. You have failed your quest. What?
Fuck off the lot of you.
That wasn't typically
in
what
session
the first
2.
quest. Yeah.
We found we were still 3 persons to find. We fought some of those. We fought rats, and we found the captain of the guards, who Fenton knows.
Yeah.
And an archer and a scout.
Yeah, that was all from the boat and everything else.
Yeah.
You got to fast forward through that a bit. Fast forward through your notes, Candy.
Well, I've only got up to session 3 in this book. I've got to find the other book.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's going to be like 10 or 11. Easy. No, it's going to be 13, 14 plus, because 9 to 12, I think, was all the ball. And then something like that.
We found Mr. Rupert and Mrs. Daphne.
Yeah, in session 4, you met the Pied Piper. He took you off to a magical wonderland, and that's where you've been ever since.
Charlie says. Combination of Charlie and the Charlie the Unicorn.
So, if you look at the map, you can now see that there are 4 areas that you didn't know of before. One of them you knew of, which is Dublix. The pipe carries on. You knew about that one. But there's essentially 3 other directions that you haven't been. That was one of them is the pipe that leads off to the right, down kind of midway in between them 2 right-hand side turns. But at the top, it shoots off in either directions. That was the one in particular that I was upset that I missed. It's not
Brad,
necessarily vital, but it's.
I don't have this bit here as well.
Which bit? Show me. You don't have it where it goes north from there, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's not a problem. That's what I'm saying. So what I was trying to make out was that if people are missing a small bit like that, we concur with each other to make sure that you are missing a bit, and all I have to do is basically take the token and run it back over it, and then you've got it from then onwards. As long as you've got it unlocked, you've got it from then onwards. It doesn't reset unless I reset it.
Oh right, so it just literally ends there.
Yes. It literally ends. That's an end of the pipe. Yeah, that's a constructed end of the pipe. It has a metal kind of cap at the end. It's constructed to be ended there. It's not like fallen in or anything. The area that leads off from it, though, as you can see, it leads into like a more natural cave type-esque kind of area. It is more of a natural kind of cave, but it looks like at the time, I probably would have stated something about it. It looks natural, but it looks like it's been slightly constructed to make it either slightly wider in parts and stuff. So as you can tell, that there is the drain to the north of it. So in some sense, even though it's kind of was a natural cave, it then got used by an addition of man-made kind of to make it a full tunnel to the well kind of thing.
And sorry, are we walking inside the pipes or on top of the pipes?
In that pipe, you're walking inside it.
Okay.
So the other thing is as you walk through this pipe, I'm gonna so what I want to do now. All right, so from where the token is right now, you'll remember that I said to you that you walked over an area where it sounded as if outside of the tunnel went hollow or something. It sounded different. It sounded like you could hear the footsteps of you walking along echoing a little bit more internally.
Like it was going over a tunnel.
Yeah,
or a
potentially going
ravine
over
or
something.
something.
or something
Yeah.
outside that opens up or something like that. You're unsure.
Into a cave.
But that starts at that point where I am there and stops about there. So that's how far that kind of went. To give you an idea of scale of what you're looking at, the room right at the very bottom, the room with the bricks in it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
off the top of my head, that room was about 60 feet across from top to bottom.
60,
So if you then zoom out and
120,
look,
180,
a sense on the
240.
scale.
So it's about 300 feet to where you are, and then another 600 feet. What's the 60, 120? About
I'm not going to give you at any point an actual measurement.
I don't think,
because you won't, unless you figure out some way to actually measure it. You guys are never going to know as such. I'm
Guys,
only ever
mathematics.
I use a yard of ale to measure.
I'm down one of them wheels and go along it.
Yeah. I
I'd
get
like to see a
yard of-
mathematics shop.
A mathematics shop. Excuse me, patron. Send me to your nearest math store. I wish to buy a protractor.
I require a ruler.
One of your
So,
most
what I'm gonna
fanciest
do-
rulers.
So what I am going to do now is I'm going to move this token back down, and everyone should be able to now see. So at the top, you've got the pipe that goes all the way north and ends, but shortly before it ends, it goes out to the right, leads to the well grates, but it also has two ways off left and right. Down below that, you have a pipe that you can just see that leads off to the right. Down again, you have another pipe that leads off to the right, leads to the Ublix area. Then the token, where I'm moving it down to now, moves into what is the small little room that you had to kind of pass right through almost.
So all these places, the second when you go up the pipe and then to the second to the right, we didn't go in there.
No, that was one I missed.
Okay, and then
That's
we
one
went.
you missed. Because
That's
I was
one
going
I
to say
missed.
we would have gone down there.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I would have sent a picture, Brad, for everyone to confirm, but all you got was my fat ass being reflected in the screen because it's all black. So
Lovely.
yeah, not literally my fat ass. I mean just me reflected in the screen.
So
share
yeah,
screen.
I was trying to take a picture with the camera between my buttocks. For some reason, it was reflecting and showing my ass.
Brad, so that's what we can see, or that's what I can see anyway.
Yep.
But that's what everyone should be able to see.
Travel
Yeah?
down. Yeah, that's the extent you've travelled. And if you zoom out, you can see kind of the map is quite large.
Yeah.
Obviously, I might make maps bigger in that sense, so you don't know how big the actual map is. But you can definitely tell there's more here.
Yeah.
And
where are we now at the moment?
All right. So what I've now done is I've now actually moved your token. Turn it off your screen. Get back on the right button. There we go.
I've missed this Luminor music playing in the background.
Yeah, I just muted yours because I was getting confused. I was like, oh, mine's muted. Why am I hearing it? I've got it muted now. I'll unmute next time. But so where the token is now.
There, is that where the token is?
Yeah, that's where the token is. So the token is obviously in this room, and that is where you are currently. So from this point onwards, when I go to make the map, I'll make sure that you're all looking at the map, and I'll move the token on so that it unlocks the areas that you move to.
Brad, could you just? Sorry to interrupt you, Brad. How do you ping?
So keep your hand on the normal. So you press with the main mouse button, hold your hand on it instead of just a press.
Hold up, I can't even... Go away from me, ass, you fucker. Yeah, gotcha.
Then it will come up with your color. So whatever your color is, you'll be able to see it as a color.
I'm white. Perfect.
So as I said, so from this point onwards, that sewer map up in the top left-hand corner, that's going to stay there. That's there now, like as a navigation type thing. You can flick to that or the title page or whatever map you're going to be on, sort of thing.
Cool.
So it's going to stay there permanently. So you can always.
And you're going to leave the party token where we are in relevance to where we are.
Yeah.
Excellent.
So right now that token will pretty much stay there because I've moved it around and showed you what you have seen. So now you can kind of, it's almost like a mind map sort of thing, but it's there so that you can actually see it. the same as if I did a world map, all that sort of stuff. So now you can see the kind of area you've been. It just helps you in terms of discussing what places you've been, all that sort of stuff. But it also helps me get it right when I'm doing it. So the token is where you currently are. So when you move next time, I probably won't move the token with as you're moving unless it's relevant. But for the most part, I will get you all to go onto the map, move the token around the areas you've been, so that then it is there permanently for you, sort of thing. And like I said, it won't go away unless I actually reset the fog of war. So now that's kind of there as a map for you guys to use to keep you remembering what you've missed, what you might need to go to, all that sort of stuff.
Brad, what about the room that we're in where the token's in? What about this one here and that one there?
You haven't been in them direction.
Okay.
You know that the path leads off in this direction. So both this one, I'm going to take you to this map in a minute. This map where you'd be standing, and at that point, I can show you. I can remind you what you've seen of that.
Okay.
I was going to get to that as like near the end.
How did Condra get in there? Did she dimension door? Misty
Step.
Step.
Whatever it is, yeah,
Oh,
Misty Step.
definitely Misty Step.
She Misty stepped in.
She
and I
silent
think she was
stepped.
Then she. What?
Who?
She was invisible. I think, as
Silent
well.
stepped.
Who's that?
Who dat? New phone. New phone. Who dis?
Who's that?
All right. So another thing I wanted to show you is in the Ublix area. You can see some of you may be able to see it, some of you not. Who can see that there is a journal marker for Ublix? Ublix 5 is what it says. Who
I
can't
can.
see it?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
I
Just
can.
Stuart was the one I was talking to at the time when I was figuring out with. So his character currently has it, so that it's shown for him.
He's cheating.
Other people, if you go to the journal on the little icons on the right, go to journal, right, and under player map notes, do you see sewer map notes?
Yep.
And then can you see Oblix fight?
Yep.
Right,
Right, so they can see it, they just can't see the icon.
you can see the journal entry. You just can't see the
Yeah.
icon.
Yep.
Okay. So what I want to do is.
You're welcome, Bradley.
So what I want to do, Stuart,
Hello.
if I could get you to do it.
Dickhead.
Delete
Oh, it's
that.
gone! Oh, you've deleted it! No, I don't want to be one of the peasants that can't see.
Right, so Stuart,
Hello.
drag it. So everyone listen, because this is going to be relevant if anyone else wants to put one down. You can all do it if you want at the same time. I don't really mind. Drag the sewer map notes. So at the moment, it's a journal. You create a journal entry. Now, if you drag that entry onto the map, it will come
Yeah.
up and give you options as to what you want to do. You can make it so that everyone can see it. You can make it so just you can see it. You can change icons. It gives you a couple of different options you can do.
I can see entry icon book. It doesn't say who can. It doesn't allow me to say who can and can't, because I was going to deny Adam.
Yeah, just gonna. So update
got-
map notes, yeah.
No, it doesn't let me do anything, mate.
It's got
Okay.
globally visible.
The
Tick that.
globally visible one is one that you want to tick on it as such. I think. Let me check the.
Excuse me.
I've got it.
You're excused.
I
What's
just
that?
added one.
Oh, I see a book. Sewer map notes.
I added anchor.
I see an
At the moment,
anchor.
there should be four.
What's the
I can see
anchor?
four. Can you see 4 of them?
What are we looking for?
I see mine.
On where the Ublix area is, there's currently 4 map notes.
I can see one.
For
Is it-
what? Sorry.
4 map notes. So they're like a little icon on the map where you can see either an anchor or a book.
I can see an
I see
anchor.
a book
I
and
just-
an anchor, but the
I just
anchor keeps moving.
Yeah.
I can't see the book.
Oh, there's my book. Oh, someone
I can
moved
see
it.
the
And the
book
book
now.
can move. Book's moving now.
Oi! Stop moving my book.
It's me moving them all that way so you can see how many there are. So I can see 5.
I
Yeah.
think I made one and then
I don't
forgot.
know what I'm looking at.
I can see one anchor, and
I
it's
can see one anchor
now.
and one book.
Now it was orange. Now it's not orange. Now it's
No, it's
just
white for me.
What am I
It's
looking
it's a white anchor with a black outline box.
Yeah.
So
Same
Candy,
with the
in
book.
this
A
area,
white book with a black
Where I'm hanging.
outline book. No, they're up
I
here.
can't remember what the button is. There is a button. I think I can actually shift you now.
Where's my
to-
statue?
Just
I
gonna try
can't-
this a minute.
Click
I
on
can't make one.
up top. You see the journal. Go to the journal. Book. That's it. You should see
Fancy.
Is
thing
this
entry
moving-
one.
is this
No,
moving
click
everyone?
on party.
Yeah, it's
Later.
moving me.
Moving me.
Party map note.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's me.
You
I'm
mind?
moving it.
It's that one. Click on that. This
Ah.
is the sewer thing.
Oh, what's that? There's a big wave over there.
No,
Looted
that's my
from two dead bodies.
Yeah, that's my cave.
Okay.
Why's yours different?
Because I've changed it.
You can change the as you bring it in. You
Girl
essentially
suit pants, mate. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, get out of here.
Oi! Bring back my knobbly pants.
You've got a thing called. You've got an entry icon.
Stop
in
moving
there
my
which
knobbly
can-
pants, you bitches.
Oh, I don't
Sorry.
know. People are fucking around with everything now, so they're messing everything up.
Yep.
Because they're
So
all
essentially,
idiots.
The icon, the
Hang on.
look of the icon.
They all
will
like to
pick
fuck
the
everything
drag
else up for everyone else.
So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to figure out how, like, who sees what kind of thing is what I want to do.
Oh,
So
God, what's on there now? What is that? Pair of trousers?
that's Stuart's one what you brought in.
Where?
It's a cave. It's the picture of a cave. It's like
Is it though?
what?
I
Don't know.
can't,
Someone's messed up the party notes, so don't worry about it now.
I can't see nothing.
Where are you, Candy? So you're there. So you can see the actual room, though, Candy, can't you?
I
You
can see
just
the
got
room, but I
you
can't
can't
see
see the any of the other bits and pieces.
any of the other bits.
Oh, I think you have to be clicked on journal notes top left. You have to see
Yeah,
them
I
on the
think
map.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So up the
No,
top
you have
right.
to click if you click globally.
Even if you
Yeah,
have that, you
it's
still
on there now.
click journal notes at the top left. One of the icon.
Oh, okay.
I've got journal.
No.
Yeah.
Journal directory.
Notes.
Is that it?
No. So on the left-hand side, on the left, can you see a thing that says journal notes?
Journal notes.
Should
No.
be in the little boxes.
Oh
on the
yes,
left-hand
I can see journal notes. Yes,
In it, you should be able to then click on it and see something that says
Ah.
toggle note display.
I can see an anchor, a skull, and a book.
So I think. So what I'm going to quickly do here is I'm going to delete them all. What I want to check is.
No, that's what I was mucking around with. I was changing.
Toggle
So
notes display.
I want to check. Is it when you put it down that you're setting it only for yourself? So Stuart, can I get you to bring one across?
I see a barrel.
Barrel.
I think that was just me that's done it.
Okay, so
Yeah, I can see the notes.
in the settings, I wanted
Darren,
to
you
just
should
check
tell
what is
Charlotte
it
to-
that's making it so that other people don't see it, kind of thing, so that we know.
Can everyone see my barrel?
Yep.
Yep.
Also, the
Okay,
other
so
thing is it's taking. I wanted to just say Oblex fight, but it's taking looted from two dead bodies near Oblex. I think that's part of the. Let's change that as the.
Yeah, you can change it to what you wanted to say.
I'm gonna take away the head.
Well, if you just drop the actual.
No, I tried just dragging Naught across, but Naught is Oblex fight and looted from two dead bodies because I think you've got
yes.
two headers.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
there is.
So if I change that to not be a header,
I think you can drag just the thing in, can't you? Just the Ubik file. Oh no, I see. Yeah. That's what
all right,
so
right, hold on, I'm gonna do it again now. Right, so I've changed that so it's not a header, and it still comes up like that as well.
I don't think you've actually changed it. I think
No.
like I said, it's it as is.
Okay, all right, I'm gonna change because it's got that line on it as well. If I delete that and then change that to be no, okay, undo it. I think it's the settings that because it's got that line on it.
There you go. You can just basically put in the text of what it says to it. So it doesn't matter what you take it from. So yeah, if you put it in, I've just put one there, the book. If you hover over the book, it says text what you want.
Oh right, yes. Yeah, there you go. Yes,
So
you're right.
in the options
I
when
get
you
it.
drag across the journal, it's got in there in one of the options it's got in there is the text label, and that's the label you see when you hover over it.
Yeah.
So you've got journal entry, which kind of says where it is. You've got the page, so you can choose. So you can actually just. I think you can right click.
Yeah, I've done it. Yep. Look, there you
So
go.
can everyone see that icon? What he's put down with the label if you hover over your mouse over it.
Yes.
Obelix fight.
Obelix fight.
So Stuart was asking me about this because this was relevant because he was saying that it would be cool to have like notes of what you did where, so you don't just have a room. So now, any one of you can basically take over control of doing this sort of thing if you want, or I'm not bothered. If it starts to become too messy, then I'll take some away and let you know. But this is something that you guys can all do. I think you can also do it so you can add your own notes as well. So to add your own notes, you've got the player map notes. That's me adding that as a folder and making it so that all of you can see it. But you're allowed to add your own folders and journal entries. You can see in that on the right hand side, you can see it says create journal entry and create folders. So you can create your own journal entries and then drag them across, so you can have your own notes on there if you want. If you do that individually yourself, then you'd be making your own notes on the page. Not everyone would see them. You would only see them if you, I can't remember if it's you or me. I think it's me. It has to give access to them to everyone, sort of thing. So if you want to kind of take over making notes and put them on the actual map, and it doesn't show for people, then just tell me and I'll change the area.
So with the party loot, that's what we've got party loot wise, yeah? At the moment, we ain't shared that, none of that out.
Check. Let me double check. Say yes until I see it. Where am I looking? Where am I looking? Where is it?
On the player journals.
Oh, player journals. Of course,
Yeah, and then party loot. And it's obviously the same thing as what the Obelix fight.
Oh, that actually brings me into another thing there, which is quite useful, Chris. Talking about that. If everyone goes to the party loot, so if you click on player journals and then go party loot, it was right. 10th actually changed a lot of the stuff to do with journals and improved them as well. Which I was
Player
testing.
journals, party loot. Yep.
Yeah, so in the party loot, you can actually see I've done multiple entries of testing. You can see I've left them. So you can see that there's a page 2, and then there's lots of headers on page 0. And I've done that on purpose to show you guys that if you wanted to do, like you was just saying, Stuart, about not having to title it, if you put different pages, you could have a note on each different page, and then when you bring the journal across, it would obviously take the page name. It wouldn't take all the other headers, like you were saying earlier. But you can have multiple kind of sections on one bit, or you can have just a small piece of information on a page. Now, these journals are quite useful, and I will use these more as we go along, because this is where I can add pictures, notes, and all sorts of stuff. So they will become more and more of a thing as you go along, especially it's something you can look back in the future. You can look back and think, oh, we've got this information from them. This is a useful place to kind of put it. So if you wanted to, Candy, for instance, losing your book isn't helpful. You could start to use these if you wanted to get your head around them. You could use these to write your notes, and then if you ever wanted to share them with everyone else, you could, or you can just keep them for your own.
I can just go into Candy's journal and.
Yeah. So I think your one, you've got, all of you should have basically one journal that's for you, and then one journal that says your starting situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Your starting situation is essentially the write up that came from your backstory to the current point of the boat happening. That's what I wrote at the time for you guys. Now, if you wanted, you could individually yourself add a new page and then start writing out what happens at this point. So you can use Elkinshaw as a title. This is up to you, because you can start adding your own notes in that way. You can add as many pages as you want. You can add more journals if you want. And like I said, this is for you guys to understand if you want to add notes and journals and that sort of stuff. But I will be doing my own ones to add to it, sort of thing.
Can anyone, if someone goes to the party loot, can someone see the bottom item?
Every one of you should be able to change, and that's it. Bottom
Can
item.
you see what the bottom item is?
Where have you added the bottom item?
On the party loot?
Underneath the 155 gold.
Yeah.
Javelin of lightning.
No,
yeah.
I don't.
Javelin of lightning.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Let me double check it. This doesn't take live.
I'm glad we found one of those, mate. That
I am so
really handy.
pleased. I'm so pleased.
Now we just need someone who can throw it.
Yeah, you just need someone who can use it.
I love it.
Just
Can ya?
Chris, did you?
Javelin of lightning.
Anyone can use javelin of lightning.
Javelin of lightning.
Sorry, go on, mate. Go on.
Did you have to save it when you click
Yes.
save?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if you've already got a journal entry up and someone does something and click save, you won't
Chris
see
just
it
added
live.
it to the
You have
party
to
loot.
bring it back up again.
Chris just added it to the party loot.
Okay, let me just quickly do
So
that.
when you said to me, Chris, could I see it? I couldn't see it. I had to re-bring up the page again.
Okay, I'm going to save it, and then it should be.
I didn't see it go though.
There you go.
So
It's
I don't
gone.
know why it didn't show me before. Yes, those magic. There's a couple of magic things in there, and the gold. That is all there. That's what your party loot is currently. That is for all of you. So as I said, with the journals, it can be set so that one of you can be seeing it, or some of you, or all of you. So that them ones in there, as I said, you've got your own journal plus your starting situation journal plus the party loot, and potentially any others. And you might have some that you can see yourself, such as your own journals. Only you guys should be able to see. You won't be able to see the list of everyone else's. You can only see your own. But obviously, I can see all of them. But you can make a party journal. So if Candy wants to start making a journal and write stuff down on there, she can then have it so that everyone can see it. She can have it that everyone can see it and change it, or everyone can see it and just see it and not change it. So there's lots of different options you've got there. So they can be very useful. I did
Oh
want
yeah, they're very, very useful.
yeah,
mate.
I
It's
did want
good.
to point these out because these are something I'm going to use more often, like I did with the stuff in Luminor information. You've got like the world introduction, the games, the food and drink stuff. But obviously, as I said, I can bring maps in there and all that sort of stuff. I can put maps in there and pictures and all sorts of extra stuff. So they will be used more and more as we go along. But that's why I wanted to go over them now, because I remember Stuart saying about being able to put them on the main map is useful.
Well,
as well.
once I find my book, I will come on and put it in a
Indeed. Well, it's
in a
always
party
live. So
general.
yeah, it's always live, so you can always get back on even when I'm not on, and you'll be able to come through, and them journals will be there. You'll be able to add stuff, take away, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
because it's
no,
always
that's
there.
fine. Once I find my book.
Yeah, and if you have any difficulties, just let me know, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There is also the option that you could make it so that you don't show someone the whole journal all the time, and I can make it so that it shows them only at a specific time, sort of thing as well. There's quite a lot of options around the journals.
So where it says Chris Leonardo's starting situation, that's just for me and Chris's journal, yeah?
That one's just for you.
And everyone else like Stu,
Yeah,
Stuart,
we've all got your own one
okay.
that's the same.
Keith, yeah. Cool.
Also, just to make a note of this, is because I've put your actual name next to it, that's kind of like an OOT out of OOT. Yeah, all right. That's essentially kind of like that information is there for you as a player. I've added your name to it, so it's information for you as a player. I'm telling you as a player, it's not in game specifically. If you get what I mean. That's why I put your name attached to it, so that you know that it's your journal, regardless of your character in terms of what they do or don't know. That's your journal for you. So you can write stuff in there that doesn't have to be. It's not specifically your journal. It's not specifically a journal your character's holding. That's for you as a player. That's why I've added your name to it. But yeah, hopefully that's it. Unless anyone's got any more questions, I'm happy enough for you to have a play and add journals and take journals away and chuck them on the map and all that sort of stuff. I'm happy to then have to get rid of them and all that sort of thing. But I wanted to obviously highlight the whole journal situation to you guys, because yeah, like we've already seen, is that could be useful for not losing.
Brad, just a quick question, mate. With where it says Chris Journal, and I can write because I'll just write down some notes. Do I have to just add page and then do it, or can I just write below where it says Chris Journal if you go into it?
So you can write below it and just make it all one page.
How?
Or you can add pages for each new kind of thing.
Because I can't actually get on there with my cursor. It only gets me to change the title.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Try adding a page and see if it allows you, because it might be that.
Add page. Call it.
I originally made them before they did the update, so it's potential I have to add.
So if I just do what I've written down here,
anything.
Bread's game.
Yeah, I can add a
Monday 26th.
So you can essentially add a page and then start adding stuff. That's the functionality I need you to kind of essentially have, really.
The name, and then it's got text. All right, text. How you want to do it? Okay, just text. Create.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like a little proper editor. You've got the stuff you can do. You can obviously highlight and
there you go. Perfect.
And all that stuff. There's quite a good functionality to it.
Yeah, you
so
just
I
click
can
it.
see
Yeah,
what you've just added, Chris, but I don't think no one else can see your journal. So,
cool. And then I can write my notes in there from what I just wrote. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so you can add anything in there. So obviously, some people don't want to take notes. That's fair enough. That's not a problem. But I wanted to make sure that people were aware that this is the note system. This is a journal system. What it can do. And if you don't want to use it, fair enough. I'm not bothered by that at all. But if someone does want to use it, you at least all have a sense now of what it is and what it can do. Because as I said, I am going to use them to add stuff in. If I say give you like a handout that has some sort of little picture on it or something, a symbol and all this kind of stuff, that's the kind of area that I'll be adding them sort of things, so that they're there for future you to go back and look on, sort of thing. And as I said, they can be quite fancy as well. You can do all sorts of things in them with text and pictures and links and all that sort of stuff. I think you can even put videos in them. Rightly. But yeah, that's it in terms of the journals. So hopefully that gets everyone up to speed on that.
Ain't got spell check, is it?
No, because
So,
because superfluous. I
humanoid.
can't remember how to spell superfluous.
I can't spell humanoid.
I think the reason why it hasn't,
Noid.
is because it's supposed to be visual in terms of if you had all these little squiggly lines across it because of misspellings, it would be very annoying to DM to hand you something with loads of names in it, and then it'd be like, no, I don't recognise any of these names, and you've got
No,
these
it does,
squiggles.
mate. It's got red underlines under all the words I can't spell.
Yeah, it does. I've got tons of them, mate.
That's very annoying in terms of names. You have all
every
the
word
names.
Chris has written has got a red line under it.
Oh, good fun.
Humanoid.
Yeah, hopefully that hopefully covers all that. And as I said, if anyone's got any questions, by all means. So in the right-hand sidebar of them journals, you should have player journals, which generally are your own journals or journals that you share with others. You've got player map notes, which is one I obviously added having a conversation with Stuart. If you're going to add notes, add them under player map notes, especially if they're for other people, if not even if they're for you, just to keep the folders clear. Luminor information is mainly all the stuff I'm going to add. And then you've got like a general one, which obviously talks about the rules and other useful stuff that I may have mentioned.
Brad, can you tidy up underscore simple underscore calendar underscore notes underscore directory?
Yeah.
So it looks more fantasy based.
Yeah.
And not like it's been taken from a directory.
Yeah,
a database.
Oh yeah, these are the
one loses immersion when sees underscores in the names.
Book found with flower and dead body gel.
Yeah, they're the
It's
calendar
failed mission.
that was added.
Yeah. Gilden, add in your failed side quest.
Who's Gilden? Yeah, Gilden's not in this game.
Monk Gilden.
Who the fuck's Gilden?
No.
Mission failed.
Failure.
So you're
Belgaren, if I.
Who gets the equivalent? Oak failed.
Oh, Stu. Oh dear.
Hey, that's Stu.
What?
Does that help your OCD?
Immersion back.
So
he done a deafen, didn't he?
Yeah, he copped a proper deafen on that one, didn't he?
Yeah. That's Stuart for you.
So in terms of Foundry features, that's I think the majority of the stuff I needed to show you as such. That's now map in there, so you can see map. That's gone over the journal entries and pings and all that sort of stuff. So I think that's pretty much all the Foundry stuff I needed to go through. Unless anyone and there's any questions on what they don't remember about Foundry. But we can carry on. Throw them at me as you get them. Let's just go for a quick run through on some of the Foundry things. So obviously you've got journal entries there. On that top right thing, you've got the two little speech bubbles, which shows you the conversation panel. In the conversation panel, will come up with anything that you type, but also specifically Keith's dice rolls because he's using the digital roller. It will also come up with area of information you can share, like the spells and stuff like that. You can share them in there. So I think, if I remember rightly, if one of you gets a spell from your character sheet, drags it into there, I think it comes up with information of the spell.
Let's have a look.
So try grabbing a spell off your character sheet and drag straight into that. I think it comes up with the spell information.
How do you drag it over?
Drag the actual picture, the little icon. One that looks like a fireball or whatever else. That's all. I think that's how you do it. Anyone who's got spells can try it.
I'm going for it now.
There's a way of doing it. It might be something else. There might be like a little thing.
Oh, is that it? I'll just send you a. No. Adam, very smart.
Yeah, there you go. But that's one way of doing it.
Public, private GM.
That doesn't show you the whole list of stuff. There is a way of doing it where it shows you the whole list of stuff as well. Ad.
How did you do that? Enter it.
What
just drag it into the chat box.
Right. I didn't have to drag. If you click on the spell where it says like Wizard Firebolt, and then it's got cast on VTT or display in VTT.
That's the one I was thinking.
display in VTT will put it into that box.
So if I ever ask you for a spell and I can't remember it, and I'm not about to look for the book, and you want to quickly show me, that's the easiest way to be able to show me. So
Do it
anyone
again.
with
How'd
spells-
you use that? Display.
Yeah. So
How'd you
look
do
at
it?
the
Right.
spell itself.
Sorry.
Look at the spell itself.
Yep.
And the display on VTT. If you click
Oh,
that,
I was doing it within Foundry. That's what my one was.
If you
I'm
do
doing it with
Foundry, if you do
Foundry.
it in Foundry, just click on the spell and it just like click once and it comes up like that on the right.
Oh, from D&D Beyond.
Oh no, I wasn't doing it from D&D Beyond.
That's what I mean. There is a way to do it from there as well.
Right,
There's a
Chris,
way-
go onto your character sheet
Oh
On
look, I
D&D
can put
Beyond.
light down. Look, I just put light down.
on D&D Beyond.
Oh, okay. I see.
Right.
Maybe that's
Click-
why someone that.
Click a spell, and then it pops up on the
Sure.
right hand side.
Yep.
That's a huge fucking light.
Yeah.
And where it says like it gives the name of the spell next to it, it says display in VTT inside a red box.
Display doesn't say that.
Actually,
So that's that.
chat.
I've got the spell's name, and then it's got a pencil next to it.
Yeah, then next to there it should be another little
No,
box.
I haven't got that. No.
You
It's
haven't
the-
got that.
Oh, okay. 1 second. There you go. How do I do that?
You found it?
That's
Oh,
funny.
fucking hell.
I'll do that.
Right, click on it
Brilliant.
again. Oh
So
shit!
another way,
I've
Chris,
cast it.
click on the
Look.
spell, Chris. That's fine. Another way, Chris. Click on the spell, and the bar that comes up with a right-hand panel in D&D Beyond.
Okay, 1 second. Let me go back to the Beyond. I've actually
So
cast it on your
D&D
map, mate.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on a sec. So
in D&D Beyond, you can
Yep.
see your spells. Click on a spell. Just click on it, so it comes up with the information on the right-hand side in the bottom on the right.
sure. Yeah.
Top of that near the title, it should say display in VTT or cast on VTT.
You don't want to cast, you want
Cast
display.
use. It just says. It says
Yeah,
used.
you should have display under it, like another one under it. It might be because you're using Firefox, whether there's a difference.
Did that do it?
No.
The character
No.
sheet is massively better than it was. Massively better.
What's the extension called again?
Or Foundry one.
Foundry one.
Oh yeah.
Massively different. And better. A lot better.
Which
Like all the icons, all the little bits and pieces, the spell effects, the listing of it. It's massively different.
I don't think it's rolling on VT2 now, Leo. No, it's not. Okay.
I think, Chris, I think you might.
It's got a natural
have
20.
your thingy
It's
up,
just
your-
say you just done an acrobatics check, didn't you? And got 25.
Yeah.
It came up in D&D Beyond.
Yeah. So what has Chris? You haven't got your Beyond thingy, the extension.
Okay.
Beyond 20 extension isn't on.
How
That's
do
why
I
it's
do
not
that?
blinking.
Can we recall how to do that?
Can't remember
Someone's
on
just rolled a
Firefox.
massive
You've got
dice.
extensions on Firefox. I don't know if they're called extensions on Firefox, but Beyond 20 is the extension that we've got added. That's what's enabling us to do it. I think there's a case where you might not have installed it. Did you redo your computer since we last played?
No. Beyond 20, it's called, yeah?
Yeah, Beyond 20.
Jesus. That made me jump.
There should be a way of checking what extensions you've currently got running on Firefox. I think the main reason you're getting difficult is because I think everyone else is using Chrome and you're using Firefox.
Okay.
Should be able to work because Firefox and Chrome should be able to do it. But I think
I'm not
everyone else
using
is-
either, so I'll try it as well.
I'm going to watch a video.
Video. What is it about the character sheets that they like so much?
It's just a lot more detailed, mate. The other one was like there was some weird. I'd have to go back and have a look at it, but this just looks so much better.
Probably that gets same.
And also, I don't recall you being able to roll in the same way as you do. The inventory's laid out better with the icons. I don't remember those being on there. The spell book has got the icons and stuff on it with like the fact that you can link it in there, and I don't think that was in there as well. Yeah.
So if you now, Stuart, with that information, if you now go back to the compendium,
I'll have a look at an old video, mate. But I'm pretty sure, from what I
no, I was
recall,
going to do something extra with that as well. So have I got it in here? Can you see it? Have I-
Okay, I think I've done it.
there's all things
Yes.
like the second wind and Hexblade's curse and other resources and stuff, and death saves and exhaustion, inspiration, and all the bits and pieces. I don't remember them being like that and set up in this way.
I'm gonna show you even more than that, Stuart. So if you go to compendium thingies, compendium pack.
Yeah, I've got it on, Brad.
Oh, cool. You should be able to do now. You should be able to add it and see it.
Yeah, compendium packs. Yeah, go on.
If you look down, you should now be able to see one I've just made visible called items.
Items? What items? In
Items
SRD?
SRD. If you
Yeah.
click
Yeah,
on
it's
it,
come through,
it comes
Chris.
up with a window.
Yeah.
It comes up with all the different things in the SRD that are items.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So
So
that's
potentially you could drag them in as items kind of thing, but that's why I don't have it normally visible. So you can't normally just drag all the new items into your inventory.
yeah. But like,
But there is a lot of functionality there and what it can do.
Oh, nice roll of 2.
That's me.
So there is potential, Stuart, that we could do it all in game rather than use D&D Beyond. But with D&D Beyond, there's still got lots of extra nice features in there. So that's why
at
the moment I haven't made that a thing.
Yeah, the character sheet is very good though.
It is.
I like all the pictures and stuff.
The life should be linked. So if you take off hit points in D&D Beyond, this character sheet in game should also see the same hit point.
I keep casting spells. I think I'm running out of spells.
So just another thing, just to remind everyone, because you've probably forgotten by now, the big area that someone's added to the map.
It's me.
You see the area here. Hold on, I'm on the wrong thing. There. So here
That's what Adam done, I think. That was just light.
Yeah, it's light. I put light on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this area, to be able to remove it, can you remember how to remove it? As most of you probably forgot.
Definitely remember.
Anyone who's got spell effects, if you go onto the left-hand side underneath the little person, you've got the measurement controls, and in the measurement controls, that's where you add them templates. And you can only delete them by pressing the delete key when you're hovering over it if you are on that make them templates. If you click back on your little characters thing on the left-hand side, you no longer can affect it. So if you put it up and you're like, oh, how do I get rid of it? It's because you need to be on the same setting, you have to have clicked on the measurement tools on the left-hand side to be able to delete it.
What I like is if you cast it in the game and you like pop and it puts it down.
Yes. Yeah. There's a lot of cool options.
It's 20 foot though.
I didn't want it to get overly complicated with some of them things, so that's why I haven't really specifically used a lot of that stuff. I can actually go far enough and make it so it
How do I do it? I can't seem to do it. I've clicked on the circle. Yeah.
If you've clicked on the circle, now click into the actual play space and click on it and then drag. And you'll see an area being made.
There you go. Is that yours, Chris?
Red one's mine.
No.
I've got the circle.
Yeah.
Where it says circle template.
Yeah.
Click into kind of somewhere about here, so you can actually see it. Because at the moment you're probably doing it in an area.
Just left click with one finger and move your cursor to how far away you want it to be.
You want thingy on?
Hey, I don't get that. So what the fuck am I stupid or something? So I've done a measurement control, then the circle template. Yep.
Yeah. Then just press the button somewhere on the map while holding the button and dragging it, and it will create the circle. Like it essentially, the more you drag it, the bigger the circle gets. So you press it, but hold on to it and drag it.
Oh yes.
When you let go is when everyone else can see it, because that's when it then finalizes it and stuff.
And then to delete it, just hover over it and delete.
Yeah, to get rid of them, you have to hover over the actual one you've put down. But the only way you can do this is if you're on the measurement controls. If you're on the token controls on the left-hand side, you won't be able to delete it. So that's going to come up at some point where you're like, how do I delete it again? You have to be on the measurement controls to delete it.
Yeah.
I may be missing something, but where's your armor class shown in this character sheet?
It's on the front sheet, mate, isn't it?
Ah, Okay. For whatever reason, my armor class
Up
is
the
shown
top
as
there.
2.
It seems accurate to me.
That's better. Equipped armor.
Your armor is not on, so if you equip your armor, yes,
Yeah.
it does.
Hmm?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's not because I've just cheated and because you've allowed me to. You gave me that brief window to drag across the adamantium plate, and so I've equipped it.
I think you should be allowed to keep it now, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Finders keepers.
Yeah.
So how'd you get rid of it?
You can keep it, but I'm going to take 25 hit points off your maximum total.
How many hit points? How many hit points you got, mate? You got that spare?
Because I rolled so shit for hit points.
Wait, play the long game. Play the long game.
That is his hit point. You can play the long game, but you won't be playing for very long. That is his hit point.
I'll change it back, Bradley.
Oh dear.
I've deleted it.
Actually, press delete.
First item, Stu, a cursed one. That one. Should have identified it before you picked it
Actually, I
up.
thought I'm on. I haven't got chainmail. I've got scale mail. Oh, right. Okay.
It might have changed. So that's where the instance where it would have changed in D&D Beyond, but on Foundry we haven't re-imported it. So maybe what I'll do is I'll re-import them at some point within the next 2 weeks.
Can I have the SRD back so I can
Yeah.
use gay dice is in my way.
Yeah. Select target. Oh, select target.
There we go. Back.
Oh.
I should remember what happens when I roll natural 20.
You don't have to worry about it so much, Stu, in as much as I'm going to do a re-import anyway. So I'll update it all.
Choo choo!
Again, here we go again. Didn't we have this enough with the dice thing in the last one? When you all figured to change your dices and everything.
Right, so that's that on that side.
Thankfully, I've got it turned off the sound.
Item directory journals.
But what's more annoying about the dice is the dice pop up on top of everything. So clicking get rid of Windows is on top of it. It's just like, ugh. Don't abuse the powers or the powers get taken away.
Take them away.
So I think that's most. Has anyone got any other questions that you don't remember or anything like that on Foundry? Because I wanted to go over that. Should be most of what we needed to know on Foundry. That was the main things. There is drawing things, but generally they're not.
The moth.
The only other thing you've got on the left is the dice roller, and then you do have the journal notes thing. So you can turn off the little thing that is the journal notes. And if you turn off the journal notes, then it means you don't see them all.
Sorry, Brad, to go back to the character sheet. I'm thinking now that this character sheet is good enough that I don't have to bother with D&D Beyond, because if I'm rolling the dice thingy in, and this, yeah, I'm happy with this character sheet. It looks really good. Yeah.
The only problem with that, I think, is maybe I may have to relook myself at that true just to check things like weights and other things to make sure things would work in the right way.
Yep. Okay.
Maybe I'll put that down as a note
if you're using everyone else's in D&D Beyond, then I'll stay where I am. But yeah, I don't know what. There's a lot of things that I think have changed, and they're all good things.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, there is potential for that sort of thing. It's just, I guess, I went with thingy because at the time, if you think when we started this, we was planning it in 7th or 8th patch version.
Oh, what a version!
So it's now 10, and it's technically now 11. I just haven't upgraded it to 11 yet. 11 improves a few things. So yeah, we've changed a bit since we was planning it from the very start, sort of thing.
Yeah, I mean, my Dark Shard amulet's got a charge next to it. Yeah, no, it looks really good.
I've got a sonic alarm disc trap and a spark grenade. I like it.
Is that in your character sheet on Foundry or on D&D Beyond?
On Foundry. In D&D Beyond, all I've got is what did I have it as in D&D Beyond?
I have a vial of jelly goop.
Kevin.
Someone's drinking that.
This leads me on to my next thing: is your character sheets. Is there things on your character sheets that you don't recognise? Things that you need to ask questions about? What was this? What was that? There's another really
Yeah, what's the magic ball gag that I've got?
What?
Let me see what you're referring to. What is it in your inventory?
Yeah, my inventory.
Oh, that's brilliant. It's actually got it on there. Door
That
knock
is
off part.
nothing, David. That is probably something you added. What would you have added?
Yeah, but where did I get it from? That's one for you, Brad. I've got a
we'll go
magic
back and
ball
have
gag.
That's probably what you referred to it at the time, so I have to go back and see what that was. I have to check through and see.
I got some flour. We can make a cake or something.
Rations. Yeah, I use a spear, bro.
David, I didn't realise you took it at the time, but I guess in that regard, no, none of the NPCs probably did either. The frying pan you've got is an adamantium frying pan.
There's an adamantium frying pan, is it?
Yes, that was because that's what the smell
the
was
thing was
similar
that we
that
had
triggered
with
you
that.
off.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
The smell of heated adamantium triggers you to do what you
It's
did.
not
So
a bondage item.
He walks off with
It's
somewhat
not.
a worthy item.
It's not a
No,
bondage. It's a frying pan. Can you change that, please?
what's that?
It's not a ball game. Fucking gonna be saying that.
No, he's got a frying pan as well,
It's
Chris.
a.
I've got a frying pan
It's
as well,
a.
mate.
He's
I've
got
got a frying pan as well as a magic ball gag.
Oh, okay.
He thought he took just a frying pan.
No,
But
I've
the
got
frying
it as
pan
a...
I didn't notice. I'm gonna say you took it, and that's canon.
I
You
did.
took the frying pan, and
I've
no one
got it.
saw it. Yeah.
I've got a smelly frying pan.
That's what I'm saying. It's not smelly. It's because it was the heating up of metal, and that metal is adamantia, and that's what triggered that off from you. So that frying pan you've got is worth something. I didn't.
Okay.
Of course, Sammy knew that. Of course he did. He has it.
So you would have known at the time that was adamantia. You would, I would say, with your crafting stuff and all that sort of thing, you would have been able to tell without too much difficulty. That's what that was.
Oh, I can use
That
that.
is worth something. At this point, I can't tell you off the top of my head. Hopefully, it's not worth a crazy amount of money.
Adamantium frying pan. I've changed it now.
Melt that down, make a dagger, sell it.
No, sell it. I can use it.
I do like the bit where you hover over, like, for example, your armor class, especially for beginners. So it might be a good one for you, Candy. Because on the character sheet on Foundry, because it says armor class and it explains what you're getting. So 13 chainmail.
Silly question. Where is the actual
+2,
character sheet?
+2.
So in
Yeah,
Foundry,
mine's
top
16,
right-hand
10
corner,
armor, 3
Yeah.
dexterity,
you've got like
3
little
magic.
person.
There you go.
And then in the little person, you should have a folder that you can open.
Player characters. Okay.
So if you go to your weapons, does it tell
Bradley,
you?
I'm quite disappointed because I'm assuming everyone's called main PCs, where I just thought I was the main PC.
Oh, yeah.
Me.
It just says, it tells me what I can use,
First
doesn't
time
it?
I've looked at this.
Like a crossbow.
Sorry to say, Stuart, you've now broken the fourth
Oh,
wall. You
yeah.
now realise that story's not like you.
Dagger.
Fenton's realising he's not
not the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah, just move him to NPC. It's fine.
So another thing here, Stuart, with them notes is if you want to add a note in, you can. As I said, that's something I'm going to kind of leave to you guys with what notes you want on the map. But you can also double click on a note on the map to open it as well, which makes it nice and easy. So they're on the map, and I think if you untick the global one, it only shows up.
I don't think it shows up for anyone because I was doing it. I think I wasn't ticking global and it didn't show for me at all.
I think it only shows up if you're on the toggle note display sort of thing in the left hand side where there's the journals. You've got a toggle notes display, so you can turn it on and off. I think.
All right.
The global one, I think, automatically has it up, whichever regards. I think that's what it means.
Why do I have a rat skeleton in my bag of holding?
So you picked that up when you was in the well. Do you remember when you went down in the well and there was a broken wall and you went through and Keith stepped in a puddle which turned out to be an ooze.
Yeah,
in that room you fought them oozes, and then there was a skeleton in there which was a rat kind of thingy. That was before you knew other rats and stuff like that. You found that one randomly.
Right, okay.
And that one would have been, what well did you go down? went down. What well did you go down first? You went down.
Cool.
Basically, you went down one of the wells. It didn't matter because at that point you didn't know about the grates opening up. The grates open
Yeah.
up in the well, and you went down it originally, and you walked over the grates, but none of you knew that that's what that was that they were saying under it as such. You just saw it as a grate with water
Right.
going down. Obviously, now you've come the other way and you've come up for them, sort of thing. So
Yeah.
obviously that gives you more information to that. But at the time you went down it, and there was a broken wall. You went in, and yeah, that was you guys searching down the well. That was before you knew what wells were more so.
Cool. Okay.
Obviously, that's what I mean. Since then, you obviously had a lot more information. So, but at the time, you picked it up because it was a rat skeleton, and you was like, "Oh."
Yeah,
And
I'm
off the top of
gonna
my head, I can't remember which well you went down to find that.
kind of throw it out now. Now we've met loads of them.
Yeah, you met quite a few of them now, but it does look very similar to the size and everything else. It's very similar to one of the small ones, basically.
Yeah.
One of the small ones. It looks. You can pretty much say fairly certain it's one of them. One of the smaller ones.
Okay.
Right. I want to go in for a drink, so I'm going to make a quick cup of tea. Think of any questions. When we come back, I want to go over. You can have a quick look at your character sheets on D&D Beyond at the moment, just to ask any questions. But when I get back, I want to go over the specifics of where you are now and stuff that's happened that's worth remembering that any of you may want to bring up. So, quick 5
Cool.
minutes, then we come back and do that.
Cool.
Trying to make a character image from my image with AI.
Mm-hmm.
Not going great.
What have I cast then? What have I cast? Guiding bolt. Oh, Sentry. Calm motion. So we can level now, right? Is that the idea?
I think so.
Yeah.
Oh, we wish.
Yeah. I've got decent stats in this game.
Me too.
Half
You all had
decent
decent stats
stats.
on purpose, though, Chris.
Yeah, it was hard work
No,
getting them.
I didn't want you to have to feel like you need to level to be capable to do lots of stuff. That was the main reason for it. So that's why I'm also not in that sort of thing where I'm like, oh, I must level you so you can do so and so. It's like, well,
Yeah, but you should level us though.
Can do. The leveling very much works at the certain points what they do. So I already know where you're going to level next, sort of thing. You guys
And
don't.
now I
If you
like
go
that.
direction, you won't level up from that level up. But if you go somewhere else and start doing something else, then does link to a level up point, and I level it up then. So if you decided to just abandon this place and go somewhere else, potentially you'd miss out on the level point that was somewhere, if there is one. But if you go off somewhere else and do something else, there'll be if you go off and you get into something that isn't right now an active thing, I will create it somewhere within there. I will create a level point potentially. So
Let's open a bakery.
You get your level point when you manage to get 1,000 gold.
I already have the flour.
Yeah, you just
Got a
need
frying
that
pan.
time
We can figure out something like that.
to actually bake the bread.
Let's go to the baker shop.
You can't open a bakery. You're too poor. The best you could open is a bread store. Not even a store. A bread.
Then we have magic. Okay.
A back street alley black market bread sales kind of thing. Open your coat. You want some bread. That's about as rich as you are enough to be able to achieve right now.
We have magic. Okay.
Well, what magic allows you to make a bread store or a bread store? Mm-hmm.
Guys, when we're higher level, we should open a bakery.
Not high level. That's the thing. You have to wait.
So
nowhere yet.
The end game goal for my character is a bakery.
Okay then.
Of all things you pick a bakery.
Well, you know, I've got flour, so it makes sense.
Why do you have flour?
Very useful item in D&D, okay? I'll find out.
Why have you got flour? Where did you pick up flour from?
I got it from the general store.
Why did you pick up flour?
Listen, it's a very useful item in D&D.
Oh, yes, yes. No, I know what you're thinking now. Yeah, sneaky. Yes, I know what you're
I've been around the block a few times by now. You know, with this game, I'm going to be playing like 3 games a week.
Mhm.
Just think how far you've come since Ash.
Yeah.
Right there at the start. Then Chris joining, then on to new games and everything else. It's like that's a long
Yeah,
way.
I'm trying to think of how many games I've played since then. At
But if you
least
remember
like
all the stuff-
30.
But if you remember all the stuff that I used to tell you back then, how relevant it probably now is, whereas at the time you couldn't quite get it. You
Yeah.
was talking about rules and everything else, and yeah. Oh well, if you're in there. And Candy's just treading them little Ash footsteps at the moment.
I'm trying. I'm trying.
No, you're doing brilliant. You're doing brilliant. No one's got any issues with that.
Right, I'm trying to use Midjourney to make an image for my character, full body.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
You see what I posted in chat?
No, I'm okay, in
D&D info.
Oh, nice. Yes, I like it. Very cool. Yeah, very cool.
Who's that?
Adam's character. It's Quinn.
Who's that? It's got jeans on.
The only problem is the coat isn't quite right. It's almost a little bit too modern.
This is AI we're talking about, Brad. Okay.
No, I knew exactly that, but I was just pointing out in terms of thingy.
And I don't want to hear it from you, Mr. Duck over there, okay? Quack in your own time, okay?
Yeah, Brad.
Who's the what? Who's the duck? What?
He's a duck. His character's a duck.
Yeah, it's a joke, isn't it?
Chicken.
Parrot
Oh,
chicken.
the image.
Fucking hell.
Parrot.
That's very good, mate.
This is pretty much the
Who
reason I
did
have
that?
Midjourney is just to make D&D characters.
Who did that?
AI.
Okay.
Where did you put that?
In the chat.
What, in the info?
Yeah.
That looks
Looks
cool.
like a sad little boy.
Can you make one for me?
I can try.
Thank you.
This is what I did with my other D&D group. I made it from images.
I went to the shop to buy D&D donuts because I was like, yeah, donuts for D&D. And I was very upset when they didn't have donuts.
I thought you meant like D&D
But how-
themed donuts. I was
But,
like,
but how are you going to share them?
So instead I've got D&D yum yums.
yummy.
Still, the question is, how are you going to share them?
That is very true.
Like this. I'm going to say, here's one for me. There's another one for me. There's another one for me.
That's it now. I'm going to buy some donuts for 2 weeks' time, so we've all got our
No.
donuts.
Donuts on stream. I'm the fat police cop here. Thank you.
Can someone sell me the Quandra image?
Which one?
Quandra.
Yeah, which image? The image that's our actual.
They're just a normal image of her.
It's in.
It's not.
I'll send you mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got them somewhere.
No, they got borders on them.
Oh, I see. No, further up. I realised further up. She would have originally found it to show me. Would be running the top. Yeah. Keep going up. No. Okay. Okay.
I think I WhatsApped it to you.
And you must have or sent
Yeah, I
it to me
think
direct.
PMs. Everything everyone did PM.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a sec. Right.
Hello.
Come on, cup of tea,
Hello.
Callum.
Oh,
Cup of tea, please.
Where is she? There. JPEG or PNG?
It doesn't matter.
Use a JPEG. Yum yum. So, do we have everyone back or not yet?
Right.
Didn't go nowhere.
There you had.
Thank you.
What are those little figures?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
They're anime characters.
Okay. All right. Oh, look, I see the top of the head, and I'm not being funny. From this angle, I can see it. Looks like you got Harry Potter and then some of them Slytherin. Because I can see the top of the heads and the red and the green.
They look like weebles.
Who's that?
Weebles wobble,
They're,
but
they're
they
giving me
don't
good
fall
luck. That's what
down.
they're doing. Look, watch this. Natural 20.
Oh!
It's a 19.
Close enough.
I love my mouse train. I'll give a dick out of it.
They can't be an audience.
Put my dick in the mouse train. Hey, what's that? What's that figure? It's a worm.
It's a lemon.
Wiggly worm.
It seems like we're all back already. I'm going to continue.
Mhm.
So back on Foundry, I'm going to now add in the map of where you're all currently standing.
Foundry, okay.
Oh. Yeah. Actually, now drag you all across.
Yep.
To the positions we were standing.
I've lost my browser.
Yes, indeed.
I can't do anything about that.
I have too many open.
Bloody hell. It was in the
That's
middle of the
my
fight.
mind every day. Too many. 4 browsers open, 5 frozen,
I've got 7 open and
and music.
I'm not sure where it's gone.
You only got 7.
Oh,
haven't you?
it's on my leftmost screen. I couldn't see it.
Many screens.
It is a problem sometimes.
I just turn the ambience down. Aha, there we go.
So where you're currently standing is where the fight finished and we ended that session. You're fine to actually just move your token around at this point because that fight is over with and there's nothing relevant coming after it. So if you want to try and move
You
your
have to
token,
unpause the
remember how to
game.
move it.
Oh yeah.
Can't pause it, mate.
Yeah.
There you go.
That gives you a sense of being able to move the characters around again.
Do I have dark vision?
No.
Was there a boss boy, Brad?
What?
Was there a boss boy?
There was. It's the one underneath Quinn.
Okay, can I go and search him?
I can't move my token.
Make sure you
That's
got it
fine.
on.
Because you're dead, Stu.
No,
Click on your
token
token.
controls.
Controls.
Click on it.
Top
Yeah, make
left.
sure you're on the character controls top left.
Oh.
The other way to do it, Stuart, is also you can use arrow keys to do it with as well, which work a little bit better for moving with the whole 5 feet squares. If you drag it, sometimes you can drag it and it would go on top of that, but you can put it on top of other characters and all this sort of stuff. Whereas if you use the mouse keys and you've got it highlighted and someone moves it over to you, you can still move your character away, sort of thing.
Can we
Arrow
search
keys.
these bodies?
Where are you going?
You will do, but first of all, I want to go through some stuff to do with relevant to the history of all the stuff we've been doing,
Mm-hmm.
what you was doing, all that kind of stuff, so that you know what you were doing.
Yeah, because if we can do something, I'm going to force life.
That's what I mean. We're not particularly starting
Yeah, there's no.
right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Just showing you the map and your characters, move your characters around so you can remember how to move them. And then I just wanted to discuss kind of where you're at, and then also get you guys to potentially remind each other of anything relevant to things you were doing now, things that were relevant that you've already done, that kind of stuff.
That's very good with the light on Sammy. The way he's moving around. Look at that.
Stop running
Quickly
away
spotted
from me! I just want to see.
That's excellent.
I got dark
And
vision.
look at the dim light as well. Look, dim
Chris,
light
that's
there.
another thing that got upgraded in 11th is
Yeah.
they made that even better. I can now add an actual torchlight. So you know, like the lights that flicker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I can now add an actual torchlight to someone's
very
character
smart.
very easily than what I could do before.
I love that dim light.
Whereabouts? Sorry,
I
I'm
love
being
that
called.
dim
What's
light
it?
thing because you can actually see if it's in dim light or not.
Yeah. So what I'm doing with David's one at the moment is he's just got a thing radiating off him, but it's not it's not a torch individual. It's him essentially. But in the new one, I can actually add a torch to a character, sort of thing. So they walk around
Okay.
and the torch, and then take the torch away. So it's not them lit up in terms of the game specifics. Makes it a lot
What
easier
was
to
the
do.
last? What number session was we on last time?
19. This is
19.
19.5
19.
because it's the in between. If you guys do want to remember stuff that we may not talk about here, then obviously Stuart's videos are great for that because you can go back through and watch. But obviously, there's tons to watch through.
So basically, we just finished fighting, haven't we?
Yeah. So this fight was you. This is early in the morning, where you went back to the Wyvern Inn and woke up with the intent to come back. Before this, the day before, you was in the Ubelix area and you'd come back in. You'd fought the Ubelix yesterday, and today you came back in with the intent to come back in and search that area because that was the area that was relevant. You've come back this morning. You went into the Ubelix area, and this is where you found the little girl this morning, plus the other dead humanoid. You found all that, and then as you was coming back out this way, is when you got jumped by them different rats. Basically, they were, which you can probably assume from before. They actually came from this top corner here. They all came out of this pipe, and some of them were also hiding down the bottom left as well. So they essentially looked. You can tell that they essentially looked to ambush you. They was waiting for you. So they know you've been trudging in the area.
So have they got someone on the outside?
No, you've already walked in here though. So this morning you came in and went to the Ubelix area.
But if they were waiting, they must have known where we were going.
They
they're
weren't
waiting for
there
us to come back.
Right,
when you first
okay.
came in, they weren't there because when you first came in, Candy, you jumped in and the other guys ran over this direction. If you look back on the video, you'll see it. They walk over this way. So you don't think they were there. You think they were there in between that point from you searching the area. You would have been searching that area probably for at least like an hour or something like that. You walked around the area. You checked on the different bodies that were there. Looked kind of around the area, everything, and then you came back this way. I think, if I remember right, you was coming back this area, back to this way, not to leave, because it's still kind of before noon. You was coming back this way, I think, to check out one of these other pipes, and that was what I was saying to you earlier, Stuart. Is if you walk over to the pipes now, you'll be able to see that this is something you've been able to see before. You can see down the pipes, and you can see that there are other directions to go.
I can't see down the pipe. If I can't.
That pipe you can't. You got.
There's a pipe here, pipe there.
So you can't see. You can't see. You can only see the front part of it, can't you? You can't
Correct.
see.
Yeah, we can't see down those. No.
I can't see that.
Well, those big pipes are open now, Brad.
No, they're not open. I just want to see if you could walk up to them and see through the bars, essentially.
No.
Oh.
None of them. I've got the vision to be able to see through.
I remember when Saber started going through the little
I have
little
returned.
pipes, little pipes and started to have a look around.
Didn't we send
It was Quinn's spider.
Oh, that's
yeah, I was going to say Quinn's spider up there.
His name's Oscar. Thank you very much.
Oscar, that's it. Sorry.
And he saw some rat boys.
Sure, walk back up to the one on the left a minute. The top one of the left one. Top grate on the left. Back to say. Oh, that
Can now, yeah.
See down there now.
Was.
Can't see this one though.
Yeah, no, I'm just changing them now. Because you can see through them. At first, I didn't want you necessarily to be able to see through them because you didn't know you could go through them. Now you kind of do. Adam has sent the spider down there, all that sort of stuff. So now you can. And that's why I'm now changing so that you can see through it. So, one near you, Stuart.
Yep.
Might do that as well. Should work?
Yep, I can see it now.
Right, so now you can actually see down the 3 different ways. So, like I said, this is before noon you've come back. So you've obviously taken a bit of a knock from that. But like I said, the other thing I wanted you to either what I kind of wanted you to do now is to kind of now raise certain points to make sure that everyone remembers certain things you were doing. So what was your current mission? What was you doing on this day? Highlight any important things that happened in the past as well, because some of the things that may come up, and if you can't remember it because we've taken a big gap, may not be helpful. So that was also what I wanted to do, was to try and get you guys to remember things that what you were doing and what you have done, sort of thing. If anyone wants to throw in cool things that happened or anything else,
I remember we went to a ball.
I remember going to the library with Leo because Leo asked.
You did. You've been there twice now. Been to the
Some
library twice.
help with something.
Yeah, there was a. Yeah, I was trying to do some research on fucking.
Something fire, isn't it?
Something fire.
The main thing from last session was I'm going to blow up Fenton.
No, he wanted some help finding some information on something, and I can't remember the name of it now.
He did. Can you remember what it was, Chris?
How to talk for dummies.
Oh no! Was I trying to find a powerful someone powerful?
Yes. So let me quickly go back for a minute and check to see specifically. You've been in the library twice doing lots of different research.
Yeah, you did. It was a particular name you were looking for.
All right. So these are the things that when you went into the library, these are the main things you was looking for. Was Chris, you was looking. Yeah, Chris, you was looking for stuff to do with wild magic and powerful magic users. So the two different things you were looking for.
Yeah.
Wild magic and what?
Wild magic and powerful magic users.
Powerful magic.
Which at the time I made you roll, and for the most part, I think you only really succeeded at one of them between the three of you in all the things you was looking at.
Basically, you said you need to go to a bigger city.
That was a thing. In as much as in Elkinshire itself, they have an okay library, but it's not a library of Roscoe kind of notoriety in a sense. So you'll get different books that may be relevant to Elkinshire or relevant to the Roscoe Empire that would be in multiple places, but you won't get like what's the real history of it and stuff like that. You might not necessarily find them sort of things.
Okay.
So it's only a small kind of library in that sense.
Then we go check out the boogeyman.
Foundry, you was looking for stuff to do with a pilgrimage, stuff to do with
my dagger.
Stuff to do with a weapon and stuff to do with a crest that's on the dagger as well. And Adam, you was looking for artifacts and amplifiers.
That rings a bell.
I hope that clears up what you were looking for in libraries. You actually went there twice.
Mm-hmm.
That was the main time you went, which I think was the second time you went to look for this stuff. I think the first time you went, I think you was looking
about a sewer system.
I think it was. I think you went there to look through for like stuff to do with sewers and stuff like that. But you couldn't find anything specific.
That dagger that Connor's got. Quick look at that. I think I might have.
So we are kind of like semi-live right now. So if you ask a question that is asking someone else, that's fine to do. Because right now I'm considering that we've stopped after this fight, and if one of you guys want to tell the other one, I'm happy for you to be able to do that. So we're not at a stop in animation sort of point. We are potentially standing in the corridor. It may be a weird situation.
Guys, I've got a clever thought. Why is there no water in the sewers?
I've just put it in the chat for you. I don't know if it's come through.
Probably has. What? Where are you at?
You craft your small knife.
Yeah, that has come through.
So, is there a possibility that there are these sewers aren't used that much, or
there's a hose
do they look like
up above?
Yeah, do they look like they're linked to the housing and stuff above?
There must be some link in as much as right now there is water passing through, but it's only a very tiny amount. It's like just enough to kind of coat the floor, but you know it is moving. The water runs.
Is there a drought?
Say that again.
Is there a drought?
No. So at the moment, you would imagine that this water is possibly water that you don't really want to be stepping in. There is definitely a bit of a smell to it. But there is also in the caves that you came through. I don't know if you'll remember that you came through from the end of the pier of the docks. You run away along, and then you go into the cave on the beach. That takes you into a very naturally type of cave where the water run through into this room. This room is like a man-made built kind of where all the water seems to run to. So as you're in this room now, you can see it. It's coming out of the different pipes in a very small amount, and then kind of trickles along the floor off towards them kind of caves. But you remember from them caves as well, the actual quite natural rock had a lot of kind of holes and small little areas in it that were like little caves that you guys can't fit into, where there was water running out anyway. So you don't know whether this water is kind of like a natural run off the land or whether the sewers system is broken. There should be more. You guys are not sure on that sort of information, but you know that there must be some water seeping through somewhere here. You don't know kind of all the specifics of it.
Bradley's cursing Stuart and has to hastily write up where the fucking water is.
But I think Quinn actually asked that question, canonly. And...
Thankfully, Stuart, I already know the answer to that.
Condra, did you say to us that your mum gave you your dagger?
Basically, what it was, I found out after I was adopted. So
You was adopted.
It was my adoptive mother that gave me the dagger and said they found it with me.
And you ever so was you a baby when you was?
Yeah.
Or you was a baby. Yeah.
You was a baby when you was a baby.
You a baby.
Yes,
good to know.
Was you a baby when you was adopted? Sorry, Stuart. I like Fenton better. So you never knew your mum at all, obviously.
No.
You never...
I do remember, obviously, there's questions here, Chris, you wouldn't have even asked yet. Like, you guys would have asked stuff based on at the time, things like you would have. I think, if I remember rightly, wanted to pass the dagger around to one or two of you wanted to see it and stuff like that. But at the same time, I, as a DM, know that you guys haven't even asked all sorts of questions of each other. You kind of stop and sit down every now and again. You ask a question, but there are loads of relevant things that you.
I'm just just what I can remember what she was saying, because obviously I can't speak to her, so I'm fucked.
We only known each other for 9 days, I think, haven't we?
Yeah, it's about 9 days. I think.
I think there was someone done magic detection on it, and there was some sort of magic on it. But
you
we
did
don't
show
know.
it to a couple of other people as well. You showed it to.
We showed it to a priest.
Yeah, priest.
We showed it to Mother.
Yeah, you showed it to her, and you showed it
showed it to the whose
Levi.
house, Levi, the ball,
You
the
also
house
showed
we
it
had
to
the
him
ball
as
in.
Levi seemed very interested on it and wanted to take it, but didn't want to take it. But he said you could leave it with him, and he could go and find out from others if you left it with him. You didn't want to leave it with him. And I remember Mother telling you that it looked very special in what it was, but couldn't tell you anything more than that. Other than that, you haven't really found much that really tells you anything about it as such.
No, all we know is that at the time I was left, there was a pilgrimage coming through, and we think my birth parents were amongst the pilgrims who left me.
That's kind of as much as you've kind of got on the dagger itself as such. You haven't got anything more than that yet. No more clues or anything else.
I'm considering of taking Levi up on his offer.
Did you say it was magical?
There is some hint of magic on it, yes.
But you don't know what it is. I can identify it.
I remember that you did try and identify it, and that was what I said. Is just, it is showing that there is a magical essence to it, but whatever it is not allowing you to see it.
But I think you did identify on it anyway. The magic to detect magic.
Yeah, either because it's not an actual magic item, and in some way it has some syncness to a magical energy somewhere, or something like it's essentially picked up kind of residual kind of magic energy, because it doesn't seem like it's a lot, but at the same time It could be hiding what it is. As I said, it could be not magical. It could be cursed. You have no idea what it actually is. But whatever it is, you can't seem to determine it with identify. I'm sure why. But yeah, I think you did that originally, Dave. I'm quite sure you did.
Oh, okay.
If you didn't, you'd do it now, and I'd tell you the same thing. So there you go. I believe you did.
Have you killed anything with it?
No, she's
No.
pretty much identified the whole time.
You should try that. Maybe that'll do like magic-y thing.
Yeah, there's always the chance that you can try magic stuff and see what they do. Magic things technically are working even if you don't know what they are. If you hold a magic item that gives you more defense, you will get more defense even though you don't know you're getting more defense. So I will make the adjustment on my side.
Maybe,
So
maybe we should try that next rat boy we find.
Yeah,
although
maybe.
that said, you do have to attune to certain items to then get the effects. So there's that as well.
Do you think it'll work on a dead body? Dead rat?
Maybe just blood on it. Maybe I don't know. The dagger.
Mm-hmm.
There are many things you can try to do. So
Yeah, I'm just looking at something at the moment.
Can I try and just get some of the rat blood on the dagger?
you can. I'd say the rats that are currently dead, you can kind of go down to them and because essentially kind of slice it along them, and then it's just got that kind of. You can tell, like I've mentioned before, but you can tell that the blade itself is very sharp. It's not quite dagger size. Dagger size is normally like this big, about a foot, and it's slightly smaller than that. It's
Yeah,
kind
I
of more
think
like
it's about 4 inches.
more like a decent kitchen knife as such, but it's really finely crafted, and the blade is very sharp. And as you kind of cut along, you can tell that it's, it's an old blade because obviously you've had it your whole life, but you've never kind of cleaned it, which kind of then leads you as a magic user to kind of think maybe there is something magical about it in the sense that it doesn't need
cleaning. It doesn't go rusty
and kind of maintenance as such. It's managed to keep that edge all this time, even though you put it in a bag and everything else. So, if anything, it's kind of been there not only as a sentimental item, but also as a cause of curiosity in the fact that it's so finely crafted.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put some of the rat blood onto it.
Yeah, it does. It kind of coats the blade as such, but the blade doesn't do anything different from it. You just look at it and it's just blade with blood.
And what does it look like?
The actual blade.
Yeah.
You have a description of it there?
I think I do in my inventory. 1 second.
Don't I do? I was going to do it.
Tiny blood. Right, it is a blade only 4 inches in length, yet sharp enough and strong enough to weather time, with a handle finely crafted from wood, with inlaid silver and small symbol of a great elk head surrounded by arrows.
Interesting.
I'll come over and have a look.
I was going to say, would it be worth doing like some sort of history check to see if I recognise it as a coat of arms or anything, Brad?
None of you have tried that. You can try that if you want. Anyone can try a check type of what they want to try. So you've got religion, history, and then the other type checks. If someone wants to make some checks,
I'm going to do a history check quickly now. Let me just come back into the.
Yeah, can I do one on the symbol as well?
Yeah. What type of check?
History check.
Okay.
History. Yeah.
Alright, let's give it.
So if you click on the right type of check, it should actually come up in D&D Beyond and show me the check type as well. So if you roll a check in D&D Beyond for history, it should come up with history, and if it's religion, it should come up with religion. It should see it.
Oh,
I'm gonna roll it in person though.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Again, right.
17.
Just make sure I know which one.
Plus history. So 24 on a history check there, Brad.
I got 16.
16, you definitely know nothing. 16, the symbol, just a symbol. It means nothing to you. Or you don't recall it from anything or anything like that. How much you say, David? 20?
24.
24, mate. Is my mic still working?
I remember at the time you would have looked at it and you was the one who could pick up on the particular well-craftedness of the actual blade itself or the knife itself. But obviously you didn't make a check for. You don't know the symbol. What I could tell you with a check that good is you can tell that the wood of the handle itself, so the blade is only short. The blade part itself is not much longer than the handle. The handle is kind of a good sized handle for a blade of that size, like a dagger size. But the blade itself seems short. Still kind of in proportions of like a nice kitchen knife, but it's a decent sized kind of handle, like a full grip of like a sword would be, kind of thing. And the handle itself has got the inlaid silver through the wood. And as you look kind of, you're kind of trying to recall anything you can take from it. What you can take from it is that the wood itself doesn't look of typical origin of wood as such. You can tell that the wood in some way seems slightly different than a standard wood. Just by the kind of, looking at the kind of grain in the wood and everything about the wood itself, it doesn't kind of, in your mind as a kind of crafter and a used kind of carpentry all the time sort of thing in loads of things you've made, you can look at it and think, that's not a wood I recognize. That's the main thing.
Okay, wow.
Can I try something just in case? Just in case for some reason there's a block in her sort of head that she actually does know how to sort of use it. She's been shown before, but she's forgotten, maybe.
Interesting.
Or she knows what it is. So I go up to Quandra and I hold out my hand for the blade. Let's see. Do you give it to me?
I'll give you the blade.
Okay. And then I'll tell you to come down closer to me. I can't really explain what I'm going to do, but yeah, come close. Yeah. And I'll put my hand on her head. And I'm going to cast Detect Faults. That's if you allow me.
Are you looking up the spell? Because you can put it in chat.
Yeah,
no, that's fine.
Quickly check it here though, because I know Detect Faults has got a couple of bits of that.
There's quite a lot to do with it, yeah. It's probably up to you.
Casting detect faults.
Yeah.
The title of it and the
Do you want to give you the page number, mate?
Yeah, no, I've got it. And all the rest of it is on the other page.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
I remember it being a big as well. I just wanted to see if anything in here is particular that ping something as such.
Brad, just to say that while they're all doing all the talky stuff, I'm where I am because I can see more or less every pipe and I'm just watching.
Yeah, no, that's fine. As I said, we're not quite live. We're kind of semi-live in that sense.
Yeah,
that's it. So I'm not going to jump you with anything or anything like that. As I said, I want it to be more about this kind of stuff, getting a sense on who's where and what and that kind of thing.
So it's daddies.
Oh, and just one quick thing while he's doing the Detect Faults. Does it look like a stabby dagger or a dagger that you put up on the wall?
It looks like a kitchen knife is the closest thing you'd put it to.
Oh.
Like a kitchen knife that you would have out on the road with you, like a paring fruit kind of knife, that sort of thing. Small knife that is very well made, the kind of thing that you could travel with and use for a utility type knife.
Is there a fault that goes with this lady?
Is there a what?
Not that I know of.
It'd be perfect for a bakery.
Can't concentrate.
A frying pan. We could have like a greasy spoon.
It was on the floor just to try and get you out of the way.
Well, I've got the butter knife, so we're sorted.
Yeah, got a frying pan.
So with my fingers, Brad, as I've got it on now, I'm just closing Quandra's eyes, like to just relax. Or the lids of her eyes.
I'm relaxed.
So to start with, the main thing that you get is she's just like, what's he doing? That's what you're getting at the moment.
So I'm holding, I'm holding that dagger, Brad. I'm not. I don't want to go into too much personal like stuff about her. I'm really focused on that dagger and her connection to it. See if there's anything that she may have forgotten due time, and I want to really delve into it, her mind, really push it through.
Okay. I'm going to flip. Normally, you would make. You're trying to essentially do the next part, which is probe deeper into a fault on the mind.
Yeah.
Which normally you would make a wisdom save, so someone wouldn't do it, and in this case, you would allow you to do it. But because of what you're trying to do, I'm going to flip it, and instead, I'm going to say I want a wisdom check from you, Chris, which is your wisdom modifier kind of thing.
Is that a save or what's a check? Is it ability?
Like an ability check, but a
It's
wisdom
ability
ability
check.
check. So it's like a skill check, but without a skill added on.
I'm going to. As I know, I'm going
a
to
bit longer.
need that, Brad.
I think the handle's the same size as the blade.
You're going to leave it?
No.
I'm actually.
I'm going to also do my ability as well on top of that. Embalming bond, whatever it's called, to me and Quandra. Which gives me a D4.
Oh yeah.
And what did you say? It was a wisdom check.
Yeah, a wisdom check.
Okay.
I'll give you the little snippet. You've got thingy, haven't you? Spell.
The spell, it comes with my feet, mate.
No,
so
the other spell is what I'm talking about.
The embalming?
Huh?
Embalming bond?
No, I say you can use guidance on it as well.
I can use guidance on it as well, yeah?
Yeah, because embalming bond is separate from guidance.
Oh, yeah, I suppose, yeah. Okay,
you can roll your 20 with 2d4s.
Okay.
I'm also giving things to you at the moment like that in the sense to put it back in your brain, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if it's in turn base or what I can do and what I can't. So I'm thinking, I need, it's 1 minute, mate, the spell, so I want to give it some time. So whatever I can add on to it.
What I'm saying is technically you could just stop trying to probe deeper, cast that, then go again, kind of thing. Because that's
Sure.
at will. Your other thing is we say it can go through. From what you're at, you're not under any duress or anything. It's fine. So
yeah, okay.
Obviously,
Let me
you
just
want
put
to
my camera on. So. Yeah, my camera on. See me, buddy. Right. There we go. That's 18 on the 20. That's 3. That's 2. That's extra 5. So that on its own is 23 plus wisdom, did you say? And it's a check. That's 5. That's like fucking 28.
28.
Yeah.
Okay, Chris, I'm going to take you into the sneaky room.
Yeah, boy.
This is my head.
Great, the guy who can't talk to us is gonna now know all the stuff. Yeah.
Messed up. This is.
Yeah.
This is really messed up.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to tell you, isn't he?
After this, my next question is going to be: could it possibly have been a longer blade before and been cut down?
Actually, he can talk to me in my head, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a thing, yeah.
So I said he's got to tell you. Really?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell anyone.
Sadly, I'm going to have to go now, but yeah, let Brad know and say
Mhm.
thank you.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Speak to you later.
Bye.
Night, darling.
Okay.
Night to you, darling, as well.
That was very well timed.
Night, sweetheart. Sweet dreams.